What a day in the NFL. But we've been waiting all day for Sunday night, NFL Sunday Night Football with one of the NFL's most historic rivalries. The black and gold Steelers travel to Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada to take on the silver and black Raiders from the Death Star, the new black hole. As of course, the Raiders, regardless of where they're at, whether that's Oakland, LA, back to Oakland, or now in Vegas, they're still the silver and black, and they've won 6 of the last 9 meetings against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh hasn't won on the road against the Raiders since 1995, I might add, which is a little hard to believe, but it is true. However, the last time they met, Christmas Eve, Pittsburgh won in the final minutes, 13-10. I'd expect the game to come down to the wire this evening as well, as we're back in prime time. But we'll see what gives. Both teams are 1-1. Both teams have had close wins, but both teams have also gotten blown out, I might add, as well. The Raiders won at Denver week 1, lost at Buffalo last week, so tonight is their home opener. Pittsburgh, 2 home games on the road for the first time this season. Got blown out by the 49ers. And then on a short week, won at home last Monday night against the Browns. As they go over game picks, the Raiders are a 3-point favorite. America, about a 56% chance given to the black and gold. And right now, it's Steelers across the board, so hopefully the graphic doesn't do them in. All right, they changed that up, so yeah, I don't think a lot of people do, for that matter. Pittsburgh on the road, they're gonna have to play Steeler football if they want to win. Plain and simple, end of story. And that's, ground and pound it. That's, the rough and tough, getting down on Sunday Night Football here this evening. It's running the football. It's playing good defense. Relying on special teams once it comes down to it. So we'll see what it is. We should be in for a good game. Maybe a slow, hard fought, low scoring type of game. Just with how everything matches up on paper. But that's why they play the game. It's out on paper, it's out on the field. So leave it at that. Carrie Underwood gonna get us going here in a second, and we'll have Mike Tirico and Chris Collinsworth on the call. It is NFL Sunday Night Football on NBC, and these are in fact my live watch along reactions live here on YouTube. So thank you for tuning in and watching. As always, I'm your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cool and Luke 96. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe to social media. Links in the description below. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram at the red subscribe button, notification bell next to it as well to stay up to date. Thumbs up button if you want the Steelers to win. Thumbs up button if you want the Raiders to win. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Here We Go, hashtag Raiders, hashtag Raider Nation. Chat questions and comments, super chat, super stickers, super likes, super thanks. Always great appreciated as well, as this video is powered by both Rogue Energy and HopeKThrifts. First off with Rogue Energy. Be sure to get your favorite energy and hydration flavors in can or tub form, shakers, and Rogue Energy merch at the link in the description below. Be sure to use the code Luke, that's L-U-K-E, Luke123 for 10% off. And then HopeKThrifts, a secondhand resale shop that focuses on sustaining the environment in a cheap and fashionable way, as most items are reasonable and $20 or less, and include brands like American Eagle, Converse, Free People, and Shine, among others. HopeKThrifts found on Depop, Instagram, Macari, and Poshmark at HopeKThrifts. It's HopeKThrifts. So be sure to use the message seller code CHEAPTHRIFTS, 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 for the message seller code for 10% off as well. Link for that also in the description below. So good show on the road here shortly, but yeah, should be a good game. I mean, enough said, honestly, with Raiders Steelers, or Steelers Raiders, however you want to put it. It's one of the NFL's most historic rivalries. Past few years they played every year. Just how the schedules come to be. This is one of the Steeler crossover games for this season. So of course it's an AFC matchup. They're 1-1 in the season here. 1-0 in the division. This is a game they of course need to win as well. I mean, they need to win them all, for that matter, which damn well they won't, because they already haven't. There's only 2 undefeated teams left, and those are the 49ers and Dolphins. Now Carrie Underwood getting us ready for Sunday Night Football. The pressure off the edge, as both the lines, both front sevens are pretty stacked. So it's honestly who can run the football better, who can stop the run. Maybe an explosive play ends up winning it. But it is finally here. We're getting kicked into high gear. And, like I said, enough said. It's Raiders, Steelers, Steelers, Raiders. It's going to be 10 rounds. There's going to be a lot of punches thrown on and off the field and in the stands, I think. Steeler Nation making the trip as they always do, regardless of where the game is being played at. So, who can get up from those punches? Who's going to be, bending but not breaking? And honestly, when the game's on the line, standing up and making a play. So, we'll see how it goes. I'd expect a slow start, but I wouldn't be surprised if, something big early happens early on. But the Strip of Las Vegas, Nevada, Allegiant Stadium, the Death Star, as mentioned, the new black hole for the Raiders, hosting the Steelers this evening on Sunday Night Football. So they'll light the torch here in a minute. And yeah, Jimmy G, no longer, of course, in New England. They traded him to San Fran at the trade deadline about 6 years ago. And then from then until just this past offseason, he's now a member of the Raiders. So let's see what they got to say in the booth. Yeah, long Monday night game. They found a way to win, though. The defense, along with 2 field goals, ended up giving them the win. Yep, and then they can't fucking run the football. Yeah, because they have trouble stopping the run defensively. That's if the Raiders can run the football, they're going to be in good shape. The Steelers have given up a long rushing touchdown in the first 2 games already now this season, too, so hopefully the third time will be the charm. But, yeah, they have been. So, that's why, it should just be interesting, to see how it turns out, because I've said what I said. I really don't know what else to think, let alone say about this matchup, because there's potential, but, neither team's really done a hell of a lot yet. But that's why I've said, enough said, because it's Raiders, Steelers, Steelers, Raiders. How the game's going to go. You know how the game's going to go when the Steelers are on anyway. But when they meet up with the Raiders, you definitely know how it's going to go. So, and of course that ties back into, Pittsburgh's Pittsburgh, and it's going to be a slow start, and, we're all going to have heart attacks come fourth quarter probably. Just the way it is. And this is the Steelers' first time ever playing in Vegas, the home of Super Bowl 58. As they announced this morning, the NFL did, that Usher will be performing at halftime of Super Bowl 58 mid-February. They must think it's 20 years ago, not today, but hey, is what it is. We'll see how that goes, but of course, a lot of football to be played from now until then. So Pittsburgh will check off another city to be played in. New stadium as well. The Raiders have been in Vegas now for a few years, but the last few times they've played have been in the Steel City, and they've split 1-1. Now, here we go tonight, and road game for the black and gold, but it's going to sound like a home game at times. Just with Steeler Nation traveling, showing up, as they're all over the place. One of the best, if not the best, fan base in the world. So yeah, we'll see what gives. As always, I'm sure something will. See what the hell happens. So I'll leave it at that. We'll have kickoff here shortly. Mike Tomlin, 17th year as the Steeler head coach, has had some good success against Silver and Black, but once again, Raiders have won 6 of the last 9, and Pittsburgh hasn't won at the Raiders since '95. So, Josh McDaniels on the flip side. This is his second stint as NFL head coach. Good coordinator. Not that good as a head coach. He was in Denver, got fired back to being a coordinator, and then ended up getting this job. Still ain't that good. So, surprised he got the job to begin with, let alone, for whatever reason, he still has a job. So, turnovers might be the difference, along with special teams, because both teams have good kickers. Would like to see if Pittsburgh can potentially break one on a kickoff for a punt return, because each game they've gotten better in that aspect, in that third phase. As the autumn wind takes us to some old highlights with the Raiders and Steelers. Last met on Christmas Eve, the day after the 50th anniversary of the Immaculate Reception. And there's that. Franco learned from Joe Paterno to follow the football, and he did just that and scored, and then the rest was history. But black and gold, silver and black, like, just talk about basic colors that mean more when these two play. Kenny Pickett, I might add, 4-1 in prime time in his career. So we'll see if he can get that 5th win this evening. Let's go, says Ice Cube. Where's Snoop Dogg at? So Rick Harrison says, this is the best I can do. There's an aerial shot of Allegiant Stadium in Sin City, Las Vegas, Nevada. And Iron Mike Tyson gonna light the torch for the silver and black. And it looks like, as there's Melissa Stark, she'll be easy to spot down the sideline with the black and gold, silver and black matchup with the Steelers and Raiders. She's wearing bright pink on the sideline. So, it looks like the Raiders are on the kickoff. Steelers going to be back deep to receive. So, first play of the game last week, Steelers had a pick 6, up 7-0, and then it was slow and steady from there until, later on in the game. So, see if they can do something offensively. Of course, Matt Canada, as the offense coordinator, reported earlier that he now has more duties and will be involved with quarterback Kenny Pickett on a daily basis now, which for whatever reason, is just absurd. Like, that should already be taking place. He's the fucking offensive coordinator. For God's sakes, he's calling the plays and the quarterback is running the offense. So why he hasn't been, I don't know. But he is Mike Tomlin's scapegoat. And talk about Josh McDaniels still having a job. How the hell Matt Canada still has a job beats me too. But yeah, Carlson on to kickoff. So Pittsburgh back deep to receive. And here we go. Desmond King active for the first time. All right. See what the former Iowa Hawkeye has. Maybe he'll score some more points than they did last night in the whiteout. As he's back in black and gold as a member of the Steelers. So Kenny Pickett from Pitt. Najee, Rock Naj, Hey, we are. Keep it simple, balance and consistency, and we are once again as well. You got to get these tight ends involved. But it starts up front. You got to be able to run the football, open up some play action. But keep it simple, balance, consistency. If you're going to run a pass, all right. If you're going to vice versa, pass to run, so be it. They run Najee, and he'll get maybe, 5 yards on that when it should have been a loss of 3. So they're putting themselves in a manageable situation right off the bat, which is a good thing. We'll see if they can, move the ball. See if they can get a fucking first down for the first time on their opening drive of a game this season, for God's sakes. Yeah, boo. Fuck you. More like, he's about ready to fall into the fire pit. He's not under the microscope. Handoff Najee Harris again, 4 yards, so 3rd and a yard coming up. Watch them go fucking deep now. And then have to punt a minute in. No, you run it again, you get the fucking first down. Move the sticks. Because it starts up front. You go to run the football, there's 2 runs for 9 yards, 3rd and a yard coming up, get the first down, keep it going. You got to build up some momentum, get some rhythm going, and get them on their heels, back them up, and then if you're running to pass, that's when you open up the play action and beat them deep, and that's what I was saying. You got to get these tight ends more involved. I mean, Freiermuth in motion near side, he has 2 catches, handoff Connor Hayward, and he gets stuffed. Jesus Christ. So they will have to punt. Wesley Harvin in his blue suede shoes. I don't mind the play call. I mean, it's a fucking fullback dive up the middle with, the Swiss Army knife at tight end and Connor Hayward, Cam's little brother. But, they can't even block for 1.5 yards, for God's sakes. So, Steelers on the punt. Here we go. From the 9 on the return. They wrap him up right away. Mark Robinson. All right. So Raiders offense trots onto the field led by Jimmy G. Backed up to begin the game. See if the Steeler defense can make a stop. Get the ball back here, but I don't mind the play call. With a fullback dive up the middle. It's just you gotta, get leverage and get the first down, which they couldn't, and they have to punt. They gotta play Steeler football though. They gotta continue to run the football. They gotta play Steeler defense, which is get the hell off the field. Quick 3 and out like the Raiders just did. But it's smash mouth football and pressure. About a 4-yard reception. Devontae Adams, the former Packer, on the catch. 2nd down and 6 here for the Raiders. So, let's see here what they do next. Pressure off the edge. T.J. Watt, Alex Highsmith. See how the secondary fares tonight. And off Josh Jacobs. 2 former Alabama running backs in tonight's game with Najee Harris and Josh Jacobs. He gets about 1 yard, maybe 2 up the middle. Here's a Steeler D. They're missing, of course, Cam Hayward up front in the middle because he's out with an injury and on IR. It's more so not the secondary led by Minka in the back end. How they're going to fare. 3rd and 3 here. Jimmy G's pass far side, incomplete. Good coverage by Joey Porter Jr. Incomplete, 4th down, and they'll punt to begin the game. So both teams go 3 and out, and we'll punt. So the Steelers can get the ball back, and then we'll go from there. The Steeler offense, of course, watch for a fake here. Seen a few fake punts inside their own 20-yard line in the game of football already this season, both college and NFL levels. So would like, you know, decent return. Like I've said, each game, the return game's gotten better, I've thought. So Calvin Austin back deep to receive, and from the 32, he'll get to the 40, 45, spins, and down to the 48. So nice 16-yard return. Might be coming back, though. God fucking damn it. Flag on the play, probably a holder, block in the back. Jesus fucking Christ. During the kick, got a hold on the return. And 10 yards from the spot of the foul. They'll take a TV timeout, so it'll be 1st and 10 Steelers from where the hell they're going to spot the ball. Well, it'll be 10 yards from the end of the run, because that hold happened on the fucking sideline going down. It wasn't like they held him to open up the hole. You know, it'd be 10 yards from there, back, you know, probably where he caught it at. But. So it should be Steeler ball 1st and 10, probably around 38, 40-yard line, give or take, when we come back. But offensively, okay, they got to get these tight ends involved. As I was saying, Pat Fryer moved 2 catches this season for about 10 yards total, if that, and 1 touchdown. Pathetic, okay? Open up the middle of the field. Saw Penn State finally do it last night. Got the tight ends involved in the red zone, and 3 of the 4 touchdowns were to the tight ends. And I get with the weather, okay, run the football late, but regardless of weather, home away neutral site with a lead, which hopefully they'd have, you know, later on this evening, you're able to run the football and work some clock, especially on the road, because they're going to be throwing then to try to, you know, get back into it. Both teams go 3 and out to begin the game, though, so we'll see what Pittsburgh's got. I mean, you go 9 yards on 2 runs and then a 3rd yard and get stuffed and have to punt. Can you at least get a first down? Can you at least get some momentum and rhythm build up and, you know, go from there? Like, they sort of get a little bit of a kickstart, to put it nicely, but then they flatline, you know, just as quick as they do that. Like, there's really no in between. There's, at times, really no signs of life. Like, they need a spark. They need a big chunk play. I mean, that was a good return, but guess what? A penalty just brought it back. So, you know, they got to get these tight ends involved. They got to take their shots, too. You know, they have reliable receivers to throw the football to. Kenny Pickett's been off, though, a little bit already this season, more so than not, you know, with throwing behind receivers, turn the ball over a couple of times. You know, I mean, the line up front, they can't run the football. They protected him well at times, but, you know, he's also been sacked as much as he has been. So, we'll see here what the snake can do. Kenny Pickett, as they honor the OG snake, Kenny Stabler for the Raiders pregame. But 1st and 10 Steelers back at the 23. Okay, so they take it 10 yards from the start of the return, which, yeah, he started the return 33-yard line, so 10 yards from there. And the 1st and 10 now make it 2nd and 7. So, and yeah, Robert Spillane, former Steeler linebacker, is on the Raider defense now. So, you know, how well does he know this offense is the question. Because it really hasn't changed in a few years. Kenny Pickett looking to throw, far side, incomplete, and 10 for Najee Harris. So 3rd down and 6, 10:47 to play in this opening quarter. And can you at least get a first down? Can you please at least get a first down? That's all I ask for the time being. Get a first down. Took them almost the whole entire first half, week 1, to get a first down. Took them into the early part of the second quarter last week to get a first down. I mean, I'd like a first down in the first quarter tonight if you can get it. Let alone on the second drive of the game now, because you couldn't get one on the opening drive after 9 yards, 30 yard, you get stuffed. 3rd and 6, Pickett running around looking to throw, far side, incomplete. Jesus Christ, they're going to have to punt again. 10 for Calvin Austin Jr. He threw it fucking 20 feet in the air for a guy who's 5'5", you know. My God. So Pittsburgh on the punt again. So defense going to have to make a stop for him. Defense that they rely on way too damn much from the 14 on the return. And then about a 10-yard return before Pittsburgh brings them down. So they'll take another commercial break. We'll get back to the action here shortly. I mean, hell, Pittsburgh didn't even have the ball there for a couple, more than 2 minutes. Like, another 3 and out, another punt. Like you got to score points somehow. You know, if it's going to be, you know, the defense doing everything for you, you know, get balls on field goal range a couple times. You got to get a first down though to do that, unless you get a good field, you know, off of the turnover or something. Like, they're just offensively bad, terrible, pathetic, or whatever other word you want to use for that meaning. They're just, it's like here before too long our eyes are going to be fucking bleeding to, you know, see them do something offensively, because they just can't. They can't. And whether they realize it or not, which I'm sure they do in-house, let alone think it's good enough, you know, that, I think that's what blows everybody's mind, you know, with Matt Canada as the offensive coordinator, how the hell he still has a job, because he was never a good offensive coordinator in college. He's not been a good position coach, let alone offensive coordinator in the NFL. You look at the statistics of it, as stats don't lie, you know, middle of the pack, let alone, you know, towards the bottom, you know, below average. Like, his offense would be good for, say, like the Cleveland Browns, or, you know, fill in the blank with whatever team, you know, you want to. Not the Pittsburgh Steelers, though. Like, this is not Steeler football, at least on offense. The defense is, you know, good. There's Carrie Underwood in the stands. I mean, T. Swift was at the Chief game. Of course, she's in a relationship with Travis Kelce. But from one singer to another, first and 10 from the 26. I mean, it's Vegas. You don't know who, you know, going to be there or not. Maybe, hell, the Steelers looking blue on defense. I mean, you might as well get the fucking Blue Man Group out there, for God's sakes. First down reception over the middle. So Raiders with 6. There's your first down of the game by either team, and then DeMonte Casey wraps them up. Come on, guys. Let's go. They say short, second in the yard, so I take that back. Still no first down. They sack him. Boom. What? How the hell did he hand that off? There's no way. Well, he did have the ball. That's a first down run by the Raiders. Montravius Adams up the middle. See a replay of that. Just barely handed it off. All right. Yeah, that's as close as it's going to get. So, first down run, other than the sack, as it looked like. So they'll, from the 40, throw it here. And it will be complete again to Monte Adams. I mean, will somebody cover his ass, please? I mean, he's caught every ball thrown his way so far tonight. been the only intended target. And another first down for the Raiders. Jesus Christ. Well, that's a hold up front by, 69 looked like? 55's Mike, which is Cole Holcomb, on a Delta audible. They'll run it. And Highsmith wraps him up along with Quan out. Fumble. TJ Watt has it. TJ Watt has the football. Steelers ball. They get a turnover. Offense got to do something now. So turn down for TJ Watt with 8:26 to play in the quarter. We'll see if he was down or not. Yeah, he was down. He was clearly down. His knee's down. Highsmith had him. Jacobs broke it a little bit. Quan Alexander had him. And the gang tackled him. Yeah, knees down. And then, of course, the ball was out. Steelers recovered. TJ Watt with recovery, but this should get overturned if the Raiders challenge it, which I'd assume they're going to, because it's a challenge. They're going to win because he was clearly down before the ball came out. At least on that shot, he was down. Unless there was another look, that the ball was coming out as he was going down. Then the knee hit. Then the ball came out. That'd still technically be a fumble because the ball would be moving as he was going down. So, and then the Steelers with a clear recovery. So, thing is, they have to find a bit of evidence to overturn it. Fumble on the field, Steelers recovery, but they should have that to overturn it. So it should be Raider ball, second down and whatever it's going to be. So leave it at that. But just once again, thanks for tuning in and watching. Coming up at halftime, first half stats and scores. Recap what happened this week in the NFL. Preview next week as well. So leave it at that and back to action shortly. It should be Raiders ball, I'd say, when we come back, as the play will get overturned. So I'll take the fumble, though. If it stands as called, offense, you better fucking do something. I'll say that. Take a shot, get them off balance, catch them off guard, get them in position where, you can capitalize off this turnover and get some points. After review, yeah, he was down. So calling the field's reversed and be second down. Raiders from the 40, they say. And he's down right there. Ball's still in his hand. So, he was laying on the ground before the ball even came out. They say Minka forced it, and then TJ Watt recovered it, but he was down. So, second and 9, they say, for the Raiders now. Come on, defense. Get another one. Empty set. From the 40, second and 9. That's a false start. Thank you. Back them up. Second and 14. Back to the 45 now, second and 14. Garoppolo's pass over the middle caught, and then a missed tackle. And then he slipped and fell, and then they touch him, so he's down. So it'd be third, and about 2? Long one. Jacoby Myers, former Patriot, on the catch. Reunites with McDaniels. Yeah, missed tackle by KZ. They sneak it on 3rd and the yard, and they get it. And that mark might be short. First down or 4th and inches. Maybe a measurement, bring chain gang out. Yep. It looked like a first down, but in that spot, I don't know how they don't say that's a first down. Here's the measurement. And he's short by about, a couple inches. So 4th and inches. Just sneak it again if I'm the Raiders. Why not? Yeah, I think they're going to go for it too. 7-11 to play in this opening quarter, even though Sheets is better than them and Wawa. 4th and inches. Watch a play action though. Watch something in the flat to the tight end, or a Matt Canada end around. 4th and inches for the Raiders. They're going to go for it. At least line up to. Do not jump off sides. Raiders call timeout in the meantime. All right. So we've got to wait a little bit longer now. See what they do. Be a long field goal if they kick it. Yeah, a lot of Steelers fans in attendance. Yep, it's Vegas, baby. What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, and hopefully it's a Steeler win tonight. Fourth and inches. They're going to sneak it again here, it looks like. Now, though, fake the run. Yeah, play action pass going deep down the middle. Devontae Adams, and that's a touchdown. God. How the fuck do you give that up? I mean, seriously. Yeah. You're about 10 seconds too late looking for the ball. So here's the extra point. Kicks up and good, just barely. And a little trouble with the snap there. But it's 7-0 Raiders after Jimmy Garoppolo touchdown pass on 4th down to Devontae Adams. Yeah, it's a touchdown. Jesus Christ. Just. Now the offense is down. You know, no signs of life just yet. They're going to have to respond somehow. You know, because the defense is giving up points. Offense ain't doing anything. They're up shit creek without a paddle again. You know, that's what did them in week 1. You know, offense not doing anything. Defense would normally be making stops, but then they weren't. Last week, you know, they made up for it. They were making stops defensively. Offense really wasn't doing anything still. Then they, you know, sort of did, but not really. And now the offense, you know, back to where we were, you know, 2 weeks ago. Well, in every fucking game for the most part. It's like until they want to play, they're just going to be this way. Just the way it is. I don't care about the time switch with, you know, it being, you know, 5 o'clock out there right now, 6 o'clock at this point, or not. Like, you know how it's going to be, let alone I don't care if it's a short week, like that was then, this is now. You're playing this game, okay, and you need to wake the fuck up. So it's slow start offensively. Defense just gave up a touchdown there, so yeah, it probably come down to the wire as always. What's new. So we'll see here if offense can make some plays or not, or if they're gonna have to rely on this defense. And then if defense ain't making plays, the game's gonna be over before you know it. They obviously weren't ready for a play action, deep ball on 4th and inches, even though I, mentioned it a couple seconds before it happened. And what happened? Well, voila, there you go. And then Devontae Adams has scored a touchdown in 13 straight Sunday Night Football games, which is the longest streak in Sunday Night Football history. So, of course, you don't play on Sunday Night Football every fucking week. You might play once a year, sometimes 2, 3 times, just depends. Yeah, an uphill climb for the Steeler offense from Western PA to the Sin City. They've had 0 games with 400 plus yards, which is the fewest in the NFL. That's absolutely pathetic, and that's Matt Canada calling the plays for 1 game with 300 plus yards passing, and only 2 games with 30 plus points scored. Where's Mike Yursich at when you need him? From the 25, 1st and 10. Darnell Washington in motion. So yeah, 2 3-and-outs for the Steelers. Hey, maybe third time's a charm here. Kenny Pickett's pass near side incomplete, 10 for George Pickens. So, second down, 7 minutes on the dot to play in the 7th quarter. Steelers trail by 7-0. Just pathetic. That's all it is. Just pathetic. So 2nd and 10, handoff. Jalen Warren, bulldoze for 3 yards. So another 3rd down. 7 coming up for the Steelers here. We're going to have to punt again, so Presley Harvey might as well just fucking run out on 1st down. Just run on to punt after, you get the ball, because that's how this drive's going to go anyway. 3rd and 7 from 28. And Allen Robinson in the slot top of your screen. Pickett going to go deep down the middle. Has a man. Calvin Austin turning on the Jets, and he walks into the end zone. Touchdown Steelers. They're an extra point away from tying this game up. Oh my God. Don't tell me this is coming back for a flag. There's a penalty on the play. We'll see what the dirty laundry is here from the Zebras. After the play. Got a hold on the defense. Penalty's going to be declined. Touchdown Steelers. Boswell on for the extra point. There's your deep shot. And then Calvin Austin, who was drafted by Pittsburgh, not this past draft, but the draft before out of Memphis, but was injured all last season, so he's basically a rookie now this year in his 2nd year, is a speedster, the 1-9, of course, of Juju's, but he is, hold the thought for a second here, extra points up and good by Boswell. Stature-wise, speed-wise, a lot like Antoine Randall. Well, he is. One play, see, that's all it fucking takes. And they convert on 3rd down, and they score, and they respawn, and they tied this game up. So, hell, who knows? We might be in a back-and-forth shootout now. I don't think so. but right on the money. As he cut through the defense, and he's fast. He's sort of like, you know, their Tyreek Hill, if you will. He has a chance to be special. That's one of his first big plays, you know, he has made, but that's the fourth Steeler offensive touchdown since last year, which is 20 plus yards or more, which is the fewest in the league. And that was, what, a 72-yard passing touchdown? So 2 deep passes for scores and a touchback. So 1st and 10 Raiders from 25, tied at 7 here. All right, defense, let's get another turnover. What the fuck? Cashing in, hitting the jackpot. Let's get a W. As they rolled the dice on 4th down, scored. Pittsburgh went deep. Did the same, so we're back where we started at, tied up. It's just 7 apiece now. And they'll fake the run. TJ Watt sacks him back at the 15-yard line. He's probably being held, and he still sacked his ass. 2nd down. It's going to open up something else for somebody to get to him, and then, you know, he still got to him anyway. So come on, defense. Trying to get the crowd into it. Raiders playing at home probably feel like they're playing on the road. 2nd and 18. Down the middle, caught at the 30, and brought down, so 3rd and about 5 coming up. Yeah, he had all day compared to last throw. I thought it was picked off there for a second, but hit by Minka Fitzpatrick right as he caught it, and down he went. So 3rd and 5 here for the Raiders. Can you get off the field defensively? Can you get the ball back and maybe get a running game going? Garoppolo looking to throw, incomplete. And Steeler defense lucks out there. I mean, receiver really wasn't looking for the ball. Thrown in a different spot to begin with, let alone the Steeler defender fell down. No, but can the Steelers offense get a drive going? You know, I get they got a 1st down and a touchdown. But, you know, that's not much. Can they at least move the football? Can they run it? Can they work some clock? You know, can they get a drive going and score? You know, just not one big play and then, you know, that's that. Calvin Austin on the punt return for about 5 yards. So 1st and 10 Steelers, about 25-yard line here. 4:29 to play in the opening quarter, and they'll take another commercial break. So we'll get back to the action here shortly. 4:29 to play in the quarter, 7 apiece with the Steelers and Raiders. Here's some stats for you. Both quarterbacks, of course, have the touchdowns. Kenny Pickett officially going to be, after he's load, one of 4 for the passing touchdown. So he's 0 for 3 on his other attempts. 1 of 4, 72 yards and a touchdown. Najee Harris has 3 carries, 13 yards. Of course, Calvin Austin, the one catching the 72-yard touchdown. TJ Watt with sack. And then the Raiders, Garoppolo 6 of 8, 91 yards and a touchdown. And then Josh Jacobs, 3 carries, 8 yards. Remember, had the fumble, but he was down. And then they ended up scoring after that. And the Steelers responded with their own touchdown. Devontae Adams, 4 catches, 65 yards in the score. Jacoby Myers, 2 has 26 yards receiving. And that's about it right now. About 10 minutes in, so leave it at that. Halftime, we'll update stats and scores from around the league. What a day it was, as mentioned in the NFL. Had a game come down to a Hail Mary. Had a game go to overtime that almost ended in a tie. And had a team score 70 points today. So, and now Sunday Night Football with the Steelers and Raiders. So, honestly, what more could you ask for? TJ Watt saying thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, and giving high fives, and now he's going over some plays and scribbling this and getting ready to go back out the next drive, making adjustments. 1st and 10. Kenny Pickett looking to throw. And oh my God. First off, who is that intended for? Because there's nobody there. Obviously, the receiver kept running and ran the wrong route. That should have been picked off, and that should have been a pick 6 for the Raiders. Connor Hayward. Good God. So 2nd and 10, they'll probably run it here. And they will. Najee Harris up the middle. 3rd and 8 coming up. Yeah, because the almost pick 6, they dropped it. Yeah, you're going to run the football. 3rd and 8, I mean, you're going to throw now. Just depends on where to. I'd hope down the middle to your fucking tight ends. You have 3 of them, for God's sakes, on the roster, and you don't even get any of them involved. 3rd and 8. Trips top of your screen. Pickett down the middle. Caught. They get a 1st down. Oh, my God. George Pickens at the 40. 1st and 10 Steelers. Did hell freeze over or what? They got a 1st down? Am I seeing this? Am I saying this correctly? The Steeler offense just got a 1st down? If he had another couple seconds to throw, he was going to have Austin wide open down the middle of the field again. That deep ball is going to be there if they want it. 1st and 10, get the run game going. You got to be balanced. You got to be consistent. 1st and 10. Najee Harris. Nowhere to go. A delay on the draw. They were standing there ready to tackle him before he even fucking handed off. It's like, you got to read it right. You can't, even though the play call was a draw, I mean, you would have had somebody open on a bubble screen far side, it looked like. You know, if you weren't going to hand it off, you can toss it out and just get your guys, you know, the ball in space and let them work. But no gain in the play. 2nd and 10 now, empty set from the 40. Pickett looking to throw near side, complete. Allen Robinson, former Nittany Lion, and Jaguar, Bear, and Ram, now Steeler. Be 3rd and, we'll see here the distance, but another 3rd down. The Steelers are going to have to try to convert here to keep this drive alive. See if they can get another 1st down. I mean, they've gotten 1st downs now a couple times on 3rd down attempts. You know, so pretty good successful conversion rate there thus far. 3rd and 4 coming up. But, you know, they've also punted a few times too. So I'm saying, gotta get these tight ends involved. Trips in a bunch, top of your screen, 3rd and 4 from the 46. Pickett looking that way, and then he's going to get sacked. And the Steelers are going to have to punt. Jesus Christ. TJ's like, all right, whatever, let's go back out there and do work. Like, does TJ Watt play any other positions? Like, can he go out on offense and make some plays? Because it might help. Because he's no doubt about it, like the MVP of the fucking team. Like, this is TJ Watt's team more than anybody else's. And the Steelers are going to let it roll on the bounce to about the 14-yard line. So, yeah, I just fucking let it sit there. Let them blow the whistle. 1st and 10 Raiders. They'll stick with it here. 49 seconds to play in the quarter before they take another commercial break. So the Steeler defense got to make their play, make their stop here. It's honestly what defense is going to make less mistakes, and whoever does that, they're going to end up winning. Hand off to Jacobs, and then who is that? 93, Mark Robinson. Catch the other numbers, but they wrap them up. 2nd down. Pass complete, Adams, and Levi Wallace pushes them out. He hasn't been playing that great so far this year. He hasn't been. That'll probably do it for the opening quarter. 3rd and yard to begin the second. They don't need to snap them if they want to. And it doesn't seem like they're in any hurry too, so. Yeah. End of 1st quarter. We're tied at 7 with the Steelers and Raiders. And the Silver and Black will have the 3rd and yard coming up to begin the second once we come back. So, yeah, Steeler defense, Raider defense for that matter. They're going to be on the field a lot tonight. But if they can get off the field, like I was just saying, I think whatever defense, just how this game's gone so far, makes fewer mistakes. Doesn't give up big plays. They get off the field, get some turnovers. Offense capitalizes off those turnovers. They'll end up winning. Because, they're starting to move it offensively, both teams a little bit, but not by much. So, and both touchdowns were deep balls. Like, it's no, they're trying to run the football, but they can't because of how good the defense is. It's just going to be interesting to see if these teams can, one, move the ball, score some points, comes down to it, hold a lead. Because I could probably guarantee you Pittsburgh, if they're down 7, get up however much late, if it comes down to it, they'll end up giving a couple big plays. But then it's like that final drive, that's when they end up stopping. So that's bending but not breaking, but it's still just, it's just mind-boggling. It happens every fucking game. Like, it doesn't need to be this way. Like you would think they'd want to play a little different, but if that's what it takes, then I guess so be it. 3rd and a yard. More like 3rd and a yard and a half. Jimmy G looking to throw. It's complete, first down, so they move the sticks. And Minka pushes them out, so we'll see here. Yeah, keep feeding Adams. It's going to be opening up a hole for somebody else to throw the football to and get beat that way. They don't have Darren Waller anymore at tight end, or else I'd say, well, go to him because he was reliable for them. Both teams, with what they've scored points-wise, lower to shoulder, 6 yards, 2nd down, 4 coming up. Pretty similar because with the outcomes of the first 2 games for both teams, 1-1, both teams have had close wins and both teams have gotten blown out. So we're tied at 7 here. That's why this game, it should be good because 1, it normally is. But just how they played so far, it's going to be the way it is until otherwise. They toss it, and then about 3rd and a yard and a half coming up again. Mark Robinson, another tackle. See if they can make a stop and get off the field. Hunter Renfro in motion, and Garoppolo looking his way, but will step up down the middle. Caught Devontae Adams again. Will somebody cover him? I mean, Jesus Christ. He's had every fucking catch other than 2. Well, that's a hold. And then he found the open spot of the defense, and Garoppolo threw it to him, and another first down for the Raiders. I mean, you got to give credit where credit's due. He's playing good when they're not. And deep ball near side, going back to Myers, and Minka on the coverage, incomplete. You're going to throw a flag on that? Are you fucking kidding me? You gotta be, oh my God. They pick it up. All right, yeah, that's a no call. I was going to say, you're going to throw a flag on that? So incomplete, 2nd and 10. And it probably would have been a spot foul, too. And then that would be an in the red zone, 1st and 10, 15, 12-yard line, give or take. They'd have 8 shots to punch it in and, probably getting some points on it. But they pick it up, so 2nd and 10, incomplete. Back with the 43. And Garoppolo over the middle, picked off at the 30. Levi Wallace. All right, he finally steps up and makes a play. Hasn't covered well this year, but he did on that play, and he picks him off. They got to capitalize. They got to score some points off of this. Yeah, TJ almost took him down the sack. And then a little behind, underthrown, and they jumped the route and picked him off. So Steelers 1st and 10 from the 30 when we come back. You got to score points. You got to get a drive going and score some points. I'll take a field goal by Boswell. Get him within 55, let alone, 60 from inside here. He's probably going to make it. He's one of the best kickers in the league. Of course, if he can score touchdowns. Take another fucking shot. They got to get these tight ends involved, though. I mean, they went to Pickens, they got a first down. Of course, Calvin Austin on the deep ball for the touchdown. Allen Robinson has a catch for a couple yards there. The screen game, nowhere to be found yet either, so maybe get that started up, since they really can't run the football. But try to find your running game. Run it, work the screen game in it. Yeah, Jalen Warren bulldozing his way. Because at times, he looks better than Najee does, for sure, no doubt about it. Making the team as an undrafted free agent last year out of Oklahoma State. Reliable, solid number 2, behind 22. That's another thing. They got to get the screen game going. Of course, Pickett just don't make any stupid decisions. One pass should have been picked off for a touchdown. You got to tuck it and run. Do what you got to do. Just move the football. It's not that hard to get 10 yards. They make it harder than it needs to be at times. It starts with the play calling, but as coaches coach, players play. They got to execute. So this is as much on them as it is, Mike Tomlin and Matt Canada, for God's sakes. But then it's also, credit the defense because they're making stops. Pressure to a turnover. Voila, there you go. Offense got to get some points off of it now. So, 1st and 10 Steelers from the 30. I don't know why he didn't go deep. Before too long, these offenses, second half, should just chuck it deep. There's one-on-one coverage on post down the middle. You lay it up there for your receiver, he's probably going to come down with it. Pickett rolls out, complete Pat Fryermuth. There's your Pitt to Penn State connection for Steeler first down. 8-88 for about, we'll say close to 15 yards, it looks like. Simple pass in the flat near side, and first down, and they move the sticks. Now run it. Get back to the run game. Motion man's Austin. Give me a hell yeah. Bubble screen complete to him. And boom, he goes down right away. They had the block, and then he was about ready to hit the hole, and they were right there to wrap him up. So, second down and 10 for the Steelers here. 11:30 and counting per half 7 here with the Raiders. And even if he would have got the first down, they probably would have threw a flag and coming back for a block in the back anyway. Handoff, Najee Harris, spins, stiff arm. All right, he gets 7-8 yards. 3rd and manageable coming up. You got to keep it going, though. You got to get first down. You got to score off this turnover. Like I said, I don't care if it's a field goal, well, on touchdown. Touchdown would be even better, but you got to get points. You got to get points. Yeah, Steeler football, it's, ground and pound. Play good defense for that on special teams. 3rd and a yard here. Let's see what they do. They'll probably have to punt. They're going to call fucking timeout. Jesus Christ. Probably not a bad timeout. Make sure you're set and everything. 10:30 to play in the half. 2 timeouts, 2-minute warning, but just, yeah, exactly. But then when it's not there, it's like, what the hell? Yep. To a T. It's just who they are. Come on, Pittsburgh. 3rd and a yard. Can you get a first down? They'll sneak it. Kenny Pickett gets it. All right. See, a lot of people getting back to the sneak now. You know, they motion somebody and then they push them from behind. Flag on the play. See what this is all about. Got a personal foul on the Raider defense. They pulled him off the pile, which you can't do. Be an automatic first down for the Steelers. Yeah, you can't be doing that. Like, what the fuck? So 1st and 10 Steelers now, and they're in field goal range from the 30. Hand off Jalen Warren. And boom. 6, maybe 7 for him. Yeah. Up front. Put your ass in the ground and then hit the hole and go. It's control the line of scrimmage. Just one up front. Let's run the football. Hand off again. Jalen Warren, no gain on the play. So 3rd down again. They don't convert, kick it. Go to your tight end, though, here, man. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, go to Freiermuth. Go to Connor Hayward. Go to Darnell Washington. All he's done all fucking season's block. They got lucky. There's a false start there, too. So 3rd and 6 for the Steelers here. From the 25. And Warren will motion back into the backfield to block. They got trips near side. Play clock at 5. Got to go. Got to go. Pickett looking to throw. Near side. Incomplete intended for Austin. 10. No flag. So here comes Boswell for a field goal. About a 43, 44-yarder. They say 43 yards for Chris Boswell. And the kick's going to be up, and the kick's going to be good. And the Steelers lead the Raiders 10-7 with 8:33 to play in the half. All right, they get 3 points off the turnover. That's the difference right now. So we'll see what the Raider offense and the Steeler defense does next when we come back, and I'll leave it at that. Steelers on the kickoff. Up 3 now, 10-7. And 1st and 10 from the 25. Yeah, they got to cover him. But once they do, like I was saying, it's going to open up the offense for somebody else to get the ball. It's been all Adams and Myers. Nothing to Renfro. Nothing in the screen game for them either. You know, normally Josh Jacobs is catching some balls out of the backfield. They wrap him up on the run there right away. Holcomb and Keanu O'Neal on the stop. Second down. And Jimmy G, far side, incomplete. Looked like Minka was headhunting there. But Levi Wallace, good coverage. I mean, he was coming over to break it up if he caught it, you know, hitting him, you know, jar it loose. Probably should have been picked off again, honestly. But it falls complete 11. So Pittsburgh bring pressure here or not, or if they drop, force a punt. And a delay of game. False start. Delay of game. Back them up 5 yards. 3rd and 16 now. Now they'll probably run the draw. But don't give up 17 on a pass over the middle if they throw it. 3rd and 16 here for the Raiders. They bring 4. He dumps it off. Wrap him up. And they do. 4th down and about 4 here. So they'll punt. Just don't jump off sides now. Steeler offense with 2 timeouts, about 7 minutes and change to play in the half, plus the 2-minute warning to go drive and score some points here before halftime. I mean, yeah, you should be able to. They're starting to click. The Raiders will receive the second half kick, though, I might add. So we'll see here what happens. Raiders boom away. Fair catch signal forward to 22 by Calvin Austin. 1st and 10. Steelers from there. When we return, 10-7 your score. 10-7 Steelers on top of the Raiders. First and 10, Steelers from the 23. And the sphere is circular. Let's see if the Steelers can roll their way down the field. And there's first down. George Pickens on the catch. So 12-yard reception. First and 10 from the 36. Handoff. Najee Harris. Nowhere to go. Second down. From 36 again. Second and 10. Pickett looking to throw near side. George Pickens again, but he dropped it incomplete. Good coverage. Third and 10. Down the middle of your tight end. Third and 10, looking to throw again. Back, same play. That's pass. Thank you. Balls come in from over. So incomplete, but they'll get a 15-yard pass interference, automatic first down. So get back to the run game. Run the football. Yeah, he was all over him. It would be a spot foul, all right. Automatic first down. Which you're, right around midfield then? Right, 50, 48-yard line, give or take. First and 10, Steelers. And they will run Warren up the middle. Jalen Warren, first down run. Do it again. And then this is going to open up the pass. I'm telling you, get these tight ends involved. From the 37, first and 10. Pickett, far side, complete. Allen Robinson for about maybe 5 yards. The other Pitt to Penn State connection on the Steeler offense. First is, of course, KP to PF, Pickett to Freiermuth. And then the 8 to 11 with Kenny Pickett to Allen Robinson. Second and 6. Here comes a run probably. And they will run it up the middle. Najee Harris. Another 2 yards, so third and 4. All right. They're right there in field goal range too. I mean, they don't convert. You take the points here for sure, no doubt about it. Third and 4. Raiders do need to stop on defense. Third and 4. Pickett is coming back anyway. He tucks it and runs. Gets a first down inside the 20, 15, 10, 5, down inside at the 3. But it might be coming back. There's a flag near side back around the first down marker, so maybe an illegal man downfield or hold somewhere. We'll see what the call is. But then he off and ran the first down. Steelers, yeah, of course, an illegal shift on George Pickens. He never got set. 5 yards, they'll replay the down. Let's see a replay of that. All right, 3rd and 9. KP looking to throw. He'll tuck it and run again, near side now, and he'll get the first down and out of bounds. All right. Using his feet. Got an injured Raider defender down. But, hey, first down Steelers. Penalty, still make it first down Steelers. You know, Kenny Pickett using his legs tonight and getting a couple first down runs. Not as much as the first one, and then the penalty backed him up. He just did it again now, and now you know that's there to, you know, go to. If the pocket collapses, there's nobody open, tuck it and run. Yeah, that's just good coverage. Nobody's there. I mean, yeah, you tuck it and run and get the first down. Keep the drive alive. And they should definitely get some points now, I think, I'd hope. You know, they're in field goal range. But if it stalls, you kick a field goal. But, you know, I'd like a touchdown. If you can use some more clock, too, while you're at it, 3:23, and you still got 2 timeouts plus 2-minute warning. You know, I mean, short field now after first down. Get a first down. Again, put them in a spot that they're not going to have time to do anything before halftime, even though the ball back to begin the second half. You know, have a 3, 6, 10-point lead going into the halftime. You know, put the pressure on them. 1st and 10 from the 26. Handoff, Najee Harris, and he's going to lose a couple yards. Jesus Christ. So you use this play clock to your advantage. Work some clock here. Try to run it again. Warren's coming back in. He's halftime anymore. Better off staying in the game than Najee Harris is at running the football, because when Najee's getting the ball, he's going nowhere or he's losing yards. When Warren's in the ball game, he's bulldozing his way at least for 3, if not more. You know, they got to get the screen game going, though, I think, too. Got to get these tight ends involved. That pass far side, intent for Connor Hayward, incomplete, 3rd and 14. So 2:23 to play in the half. Raiders with 2 timeouts as well. They get off the field here, probably call a timeout. Steelers kick a field goal. You know, get the ball back with a timeout and 2-minute warning to, do something themselves. If that's, a field goal, all right, cut it back down to 3, let alone, score and take the lead going into halftime, do something early 3rd quarter. Pittsburgh is in the spot, mid-3rd quarter, down to score or 2. From the 30, 3rd and 14. Kenny Pickett, they run a draw with Jalen Warren up the middle, and he'll bulldoze his way for, a good 10 yards. But 4th down, they'll let it run down to the 2-minute warning. Steelers going to kick a field goal. And so it's either going to be 10-7, 13-7 here. They'll take a commercial break in the meantime. Raiders will still have 2 timeouts to potentially do something before half. So, Boswell's good there for, 43? This should be about from 41, I'd say, give or take. I believe we're at the 23-yard line. So that's, right about 40, 41 yards for a field goal attempt when we come back. So I think, he should be able to make it, give Pittsburgh a few more points. 2 field goals last week. a week after they couldn't even get him in field goal range. You know, he was good from 50 plus last Monday night. You know, good from 43, and I think it's probably about 40, 41 coming up. I'm knock on wood, don't jinx them, but take the points while you can get them. Probably should be touchdown drives, but you take the field goal, kick it. You don't know if you're gonna need those 3-6 points later on. Because hell, even look at last week, they had the defense touchdowns. Okay, had the 2 field goals from them too. You know, even with those defensive scores, he misses those 2 field goals, they still lose. So that's why you got to rely on special teams and take the points while you can get them, and especially on the road, you have no running game. Pickett's doing it all himself seemingly. They still have not got these tight ends involved. Defense is starting to crack down and make some stops, which is a good thing. We'll see if they can keep it up. But we'll leave it at that. Boswell's going to trot on for a field goal here when we come back, so should be 13-7. And then Raiders 2 timeouts to do something before halftime, and then they'll get the ball back at the end of the second half. So they could double dip and get a 2-for-1 and tie it up or score a lead. To do something and make it interesting going in the fourth quarter. Fourth down, Pittsburgh field goal coming up, and hopefully that was the last commercial break before halftime. I don't know if they take another one here before 2 minute expires here before halftime or not, but really just depends on what happens. Boswell on for a field goal. This will officially be from 42, they say. From the 24-yard line. Yeah, 24, 34, and an 8. And 42. Boswell's good from 43 and 42. Steelers lead the Raiders now 13-7. Now, they only scored 13 total points against the Raiders the whole entire game last time these two teams met on Christmas Eve last year. And the 13 came on a game-winning touchdown in the final minutes. Yep. So, Steelers on the kickoff. Raiders 2 timeouts, minute and change to do something before halftime. Ball back to the beginning of the second half as well. So we'll see if the Steeler defense can make some stops, because they're going to be on the field here a lot from now until, mid-third quarter probably. Of course, get 10 minutes off there for halftime, but Boswell booms it away. Touchback, 1st and 10 Raiders from the 25. First and 10 from the 25. Renfro in motion. And they'll hand off. Jacobs and Jingleheimer Schmidt will get 5 yards. Watch for a deep ball here. Pass complete, Jacoby Myers at 42. I was just about to say, can they keep him out of field goal range? Because Carlson has a leg on him too, can kick from 50 plus. So 2 plays, they're already towards midfield. Still got 2 timeouts in a minute 18 and counting. So come on, defense. Garoppolo dumps it off, and Holcomb makes a tackle at the 48. And looking to throw again. Deep ball far side. Incomplete. See, neither team's gone on their tight ends. They've gone deep down the middle of the field, but neither team's gone on their tight ends for whatever fucking reason. And neither team's run the screen game. And neither team can run the football. So balls in the defense's court to make stops. You know, and then it comes down to turnovers. It comes down to if you can move the ball and control the clock. And Pittsburgh has the lead, so hopefully the second half they can run the football and get out healthy and get out with a win. T.J. Watt takes down Garoppolo on a sack, and he lands awkwardly. DeMarvin Leal has the football, running it back inside the 20, 15, 10, 5. He's in the end zone. Yeah, he's slow to get up for sure. Yeah, he's going to go down. Yeah, that was off before he fumbled. And Brian Hoyer is the backup quarterback. New England backing up Brady and Garoppolo for a while. And of course, Josh McDaniels, the head coach now in Vegas. Well, he knows the system. Hoyer's been around. Played at Michigan State. Played on fair share of teams. Are those third down? I guess it was. All right, so Raiders had to call a timeout because of the injury under 2 minutes, or else they would have, ran the clock. Pittsburgh would have had to call a timeout. So the Raiders are on a punt. Pittsburgh going to get the ball back, probably 40 seconds and 2 timeouts, and we'll see where they're going to get the ball at, though. Going to have ways to go. Maybe get in field goal range again if they're lucky enough. Calvin Austin going to let it bounce in the end zone, so touchback. All right, so 1st and 10 Steelers from the 20, 38 seconds. Got a 1st and 10 and 2 timeouts, up 6. You should be able to get in field goal range with that. I mean, 38 seconds, 2 timeouts. You got the sideline, use it as your friend. Stop the clock. Yeah, get the hell in field goal range. Kick another field goal here before halftime. Go up 9, go up 2 scores. Put the pressure on them, get after them on defense early third quarter. Offense, get the run game going, and play your game, not theirs. Hopefully Jimmy G's okay. That was a little awkward tackle. And it looks like he's going to go into the tent or the locker room here. T.J. Watt on the sack, but yeah, he went his left leg. Got twisted, and then Steelers run a draw. Najee Harris up the middle for about 6 yards. Second down, timeout. You got 2 of them to use. Timeout. Don't let this clock run. Jesus Christ. Timeout. 25 seconds. Timeout. No fucking hurry. You have 2 timeouts. Now you don't even need to fucking snap it. You should have just took a fucking knee. Oh my God. They're going to take 13-7 lead into halftime. Hopefully, I get you don't want to do anything stupid, but they, had a good chance there to move the football. 2 timeouts, and then they'll just let the clock run. Mike Tomlin interviews what he says. Yeah, they are. Surprisingly. All right. They easily could have done something there, though, before halftime. We'll see if it comes back to bite them in the ass or not. Remember, 38 seconds and 2 timeouts, and they ran a 6-yard run up the middle on a draw. Let the clock run out before halftime with a 6-point lead. If they, could have got a field goal on touchdown there. Probably not. I get you don't want to do anything stupid either. But you just never know. Take your chance. Take a fucking shot downfield. Especially like, what are they going to do? Their quarterback just got hurt. Like, they're not going to do anything before halftime, even if you throw a pick. Like, fucking heave it, maybe get lucky. They should have, used that 38 seconds and 2 timeouts to their advantage. I just hope, like I said, doesn't come back to bite them in the ass. At least defense got off the field there, but then the offense doesn't do anything because they don't want to. They'll have clock run, halftime. Raiders can get the ball back though to begin the second half, and we'll see who's playing quarterback for them, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo or Brian Hoyer. Aiden O'Connell, the rookie out of Purdue, inactive this evening. Even though, as Mason Rudolph is dressed, he should be dressed as well as the emergency third-string quarterback. And they're only then activated, even though they're inactive at the start of the game, they're only activated during the game if both quarterbacks go down with injuries. And then you get thrown into the wolves. But, yeah, Tomlin's right. Defensively, they have stopped the run tonight, which is a little bit of a surprise. It's been the early third quarter, though, that they've given up a long rushing touchdown. Both of the 49ers and the Browns last week. So we'll see, hopefully, that, doesn't happen again. They can stop them. Yeah, because they have done a good job of stopping the run tonight. He is right. And then offensively, they're doing what they're doing, which ain't much, but they're starting to, sync up. They're starting to click a little bit, it seems like. So still slow and steady wins the race. You have a 6-point lead. Hopefully, you find a running game and you can get out with a win. They'll go on the road again next week before they return home, and then a bye week. But that's then. This is now. They got to take care of business one game at a time. Yeah, that 38 seconds, 2 timeouts, so they very easily could have done something. We'll see if it comes back to bite them or not. Hopefully not. And then with Jimmy G, he was going to the locker room to get checked out. Awkward tackle on the sack by T.J. Watt. Marvin Leal picked up the ball, but it was rolled down, so no fumble, scoop, and score for a touchdown. As he ran it into the end zone just to be safe, because you just don't know, if they'd look at it, and then, all that happened afterwards, other than if you won it, you'd just be down where it's at, and then the offense out there. But, yeah, it looked like his left leg got twisted up. He got bent back and then bent forward before he got bent back again. Getting crushed. And slow to get up. So hopefully he's okay. You never want to see anybody get hurt. So we'll see how it's going to affect the Raiders. And then how Brian Hoyer does, which he's played against Pittsburgh before. He's beat Steelers before, I might add. That was then as the starting quarterback of the Browns, though, about a decade ago, from what I can recall, as they're going to show up some highlights. We'll get to some scores around the league here in a minute. We'll update stats as well from this first half. Of course, in the meantime, thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below. Thumbs up button. Share hashtag NFL, hashtag Steelers, hashtag Raiders, hashtag Sunday Night Football, as this is NFL Sunday Night Football. Before we have a doubleheader tomorrow night on Monday Night Football for the second consecutive week after Steelers won the final game of Week 2, and now we're playing in the third to last game of Week 3 before then they're back on a full week regular schedule, going on the road though again next week against the Texans, who went to Jacksonville earlier today and beat the Jags. But Pittsburgh this second half tonight with a lead on the road, they got to be able to run the football. Defense is getting stops for them. If the Raiders are going to have Hoyer in at quarterback and Jimmy G ain't good to go, they're going to rely on their run game, I think, to help them out a little bit. So continue to stop the run as you have. But you got to watch, that play action, because that's how they beat you to go up 7-0 on the 4th and inches. And okay, they haven't really done much since, but if they don't do that and you've done everything you've done, hell, you're shutting them out for the most part. They have a touchdown to tie it, 2 field goals. Really, one, if not both those field goals, probably should be touchdown drives. They're lucky to get the interception, 3 points off of it. So that is the difference right now in a 6-point lead. But just continue to get after the quarterback, stop the run, get some turnovers if you can, capitalize off of them. But run the ball. Just continue to run the football. They got to get these tight ends involved offensively, though, down the middle of the field. Keep it simple, balance, consistency as always, but run the football, run the damn ball, and get out healthy and get out with a win. Beat the Raiders on the road for the first time since 1995, which is hard to believe once again. But we're at halftime of the Sunday Night Football. It's 13-7. Steelers on top of the Raiders. So once again, thank you for tuning in and watching. At the half, Kenny Pickett is 7 of 14, 122 yards passing, and a touchdown. Both quarterbacks have been sacked. Pickett once, Jimmy G twice. And the second one, very well, could have put him out of the game. Najee Harris, 10 carries, 28 yards rushing. Jalen Warren, 5 of 25. So there's some balance and consistency there now as well. Kenny Pickett, 2 carries, 12 yards. He was smart enough to tuck it and run on back-to-back plays. Penalty got one call back, but the very next play he did it again and then moved the sticks. Had to settle for 3, but, on the road, 3 points, 3 points. Calvin Austin, catch for 72 yards and a touchdown. George Pickens has 2 catches, 26 yards. Pat Fryermuth catch for 14 yards in the first down, but they got to get him along with Connor Hayward and Darnell Washington more involved in this offense. Allen Robinson, 2 catches, 10 yards. 2 sacks on Jimmy G, as mentioned, both by TJ Watt. Levi Wallace has the interception, and Boswell is good from a 43 and a 42-yard field goal. Jimmy Garoppolo, 12 of 18, 155 yards passing, a touchdown, interception, and sacked twice, mentioned. Jacobs, 8 carries, 22 yards on the ground. Devontae Adams has 7 catches, 97 yards, and a touchdown in the first half. So somebody please cover his ass. Jacoby Myers, 3 of 39. Amir Abdullah from Lincoln, Nebraska, the former Cornhusker, catch for 13. And Josh Jacobs has a catch for 6 out of the backfield as well. And then Daniel Carlson, his field goal was, the extra point was good. They decided rather than kick the field goal on 4th and inches to go for it, and then they scored. And then now some team stats. Pittsburgh with officially 9 first downs. The Raiders 6. Have 4 more plays than the silver and black right now. About 29 more total yards as well, with 1 more drive because they got the ball to begin the game. Raiders to get the ball back to begin the second half. Of course, you have the turnover as well. The difference really is in the run game. Pittsburgh 65 total yards rushing compared to the Raiders 22. And it's a 1-2 punch with Najee Harris and Jalen Warren. It's just got to be more consistent. What else we got? Refs are letting them play for the most part. 6 total penalties for them against the Raiders. Steelers are controlling the clock, though, by 5 minutes right now. 17-12. And some change. 17-13 to 12-47. So, leave it at that. 13-7 halftime. Hit 10 o'clock here on the East Coast. Should be in for an interesting second half. I still think it's going to come down to the wire. Like the Steelers are going to have a chance. They'll let it slip. The Raiders will do something. The Steelers are backed up against the wall. And then it's, okay, are they going to do something or not? So we'll see. Week 3, though, in the National Football League kicked off on Thursday night on Amazon Prime Video. The 49ers defeat the Giants 30-12. Earlier today, as mentioned, what a day in the NFL. After, 12 one-score games, I believe, last week in week 2 of the 16 games. Today, we only had 1, 2, 3, along with make it 4 because it went to overtime. One-score games. Everything else was double digits or more. Got a one-score game at halftime right now. And then, of course, the two Monday night games tomorrow night are Eagles, Bucks, and Rams, Bengals, and Super Bowl rematch from a few years back. But the Browns beat the Titans 27-3. Lions beat the Falcons 20-6. The Packers had an interesting decision. They were down 17-0. Derek Carr got hurt. They scored after kicking a field goal, went for two, got it. Unless they would have been down, 17-9. Got the two, down 17-11, scored again, extra points good, so then 18-17 lead, and then the Saints missed a potential game-winning field goal. So Packers held on to win it at home from the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field 17, and then they'll kick off week 4 from there on Thursday Night Football against the Lions, which should be a good game. The Dolphins put up 70, yes, 7-0, drowning the Broncos in South Beach by 50. 70-20 your final score. Seemingly everybody on the 53-man roster had a touchdown, as Tua had 4 touchdowns, a couple of running backs had a couple touchdowns apiece. They did all this without the Penguin, I might add, as well. It's one game. They're 3-0, just like the 49ers, the only 2 unbeatens left. It's still early in the season, but their offense has been rolling, to say the least. So we'll see if they can keep it up in a tough division. That, between them and Buffalo is going to be up for grabs, it seems like, as it was last year, just after Aaron Rodgers is now injured and done for the season with the Jets. And then New England did beat the Jets once again today, 15-10. They'll be in it, but how far can they go once it comes down to nitty gritty and late in the regular season? The Dolphins 70 points, third most all time in NFL history, and the most points scored in an NFL game since 1966. 70-20 your final score. The Dolphins beat the Broncos with Madden numbers. The Chargers beat the Vikings 28-24. Patriots beat the Jets 15-10. The Bills blew out the Washington Commanders, skinning them 37-3. Texans over the Jags 37-17. The Colts beat the Ravens in overtime 22-19. Got the Seahawks with a 10-point victory at home in front of the 12s on top of the Panthers 37-27. The Chiefs blew out the Bears 41-10, and then the Cardinals upset the Cowboys 28-16. And then, as mentioned, tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, we have the Eagles and Buccaneers along with the Super Bowl 57 rematch, 56 rematch, excuse me. 57 was this past February with the Chiefs and Eagles. We'll get that rematch later on this season in prime time, but also tomorrow night on Monday Night Football, Super Bowl rematch with the Rams and Bengals, and then coming up shortly we'll preview week 4. So kick off this second half, and Jimmy G's out there playing quarterback for the Raiders, and he gets hit by Alex Highsmith as he gets rid of it, and it falls incomplete. 2nd and 10, 5 seconds into the second half. Jimmy G looking to throw again. Down the middle, it's caught. Oh, boom. Oh, come on. Incomplete. Holcomb on the hit. They obviously had a big halftime show because it's real smoky and you can't really fucking see. No foul for unnecessary roughness. That's Steelers Raiders right there. That's old school football. And they pick up the flag. Catch, and then boom, down you go. Sit the fuck down, Devontae Adams. That's legal. That's shoulder to chest. He did not lean with his head. They pick it up, and that's a good no call. That's a big hit. I mean, that's 1970s Steelers Raiders right there. I mean, that's as old school as old school gets. That's football. 3rd and 10. Garoppolo looking to throw again, complete, and then they wrap up Renfro, Minka Fitzpatrick along with Keanu O'Neal, and 4th down. The Raiders will punt to begin the second half, 30 seconds in, and the Steeler offense up 6. Hopefully they can find a running game and extend this lead. About what, 7-yard reception if that? Boom! Surprised they didn't get the wind knocked out of them. I'm surprised they didn't, keep the penalty and, say 15 yards first down. They picked it up. Raiders punt. And ball going to go out of bounds about 10-yard line. The 1st and 10 Steelers from there, about 9, they say officially. Who the hell performed at halftime, or what kind of pyrotechnic show do they have? Because it is smoky as all hell inside the black hole. Like, you can barely see. Those are highlights from the first half. It was clear as day. But now, 1st and 10 Steelers from the 9. Run the football. I'm telling you. Run it, work some clock. Get these tight ends involved down the middle of the field. Kenny Pickett looking to throw. Rolling out near side. And it'll be caught. Allen Robinson for about an 8-yard pickup. All right, 2nd and short, 2nd and 2. Run it. Run it. Won't they get Najee and Jalen Warren in there at the same time and keep the defense guessing on who's going to get the ball? Because, normally when Najee touches it, there's not really much going on. Warren, on the other hand, they're moving it. 2nd and 2, though, for the Steelers. And handoff Najee up the middle. He does get a 1st down. All right, 3-yard gain. 1st and 10. Keep it up. Keep running it this way. Eventually go deep again. But these tight ends, where are they? You got to get them the football. Pickett. A little too much on it. Incomplete. I guess he got drilled on the play too. Here's a replay. Yeah, he got fucking rocked. Boom. Yeah. Second and 10, handoff, Najee Harris trying to bounce it, cuts back in. Another 5-6 yards up the middle, 3rd down. Telling you, tight end. Tight end. Where's Freiermuth at? Where is Pat Freiermuth at? It's like, where the hell's Waldo? Just get a 1st down. Warren going to motion back in block. Maybe run a screen here on 3rd and 5. Pickett over the middle, caught, 1st down Steeler. George Pickens out past midfield into Raider territory, pushed out of bounds. 1st and 10. Get back to the run game. double crosser over the middle, and Pickens is wide open. It's the Pickett to Pickens connection for a big first down. Get back to the run game here. You got 5 seconds on the play clock unless they reset it. Okay, which they did. From the 42, 1st and 10. They fake the run. They're going to go deep. And come back on a dump off on the screen. Jalen Warren. And he'll get 2. Continues to fight. Almost 3. But they finally bring him down in 2nd and 8. Second and 8 Steelers from the 40. And they'll run Najee Harris again. He's going to try to bounce it, but only about for a yard. 3rd down and 7. Why not take a shot? Under 10 to play in this 3rd quarter. Why not take a shot? I mean, 3rd and 7, though, from about 39-yard line. You're going to want to get a couple yards if you don't get a first down to get a, reliable, manageable field goal from Chris Boswell. Extend your lead, make it a 2-score game here. Pickett. Near side, incomplete, out of bounds. So now they're probably going to have to pin them deep. I doubt Boswell is going to trot on for 39, 49, 57-yard field goal here. Wouldn't be surprised. You don't, all right. I was going to say, you don't want to give them, a good field if you miss. But here's Boswell for a very long field goal. 57-yarder. There was a 62-yarder made earlier, which is the longest in the league so far this year. Boswell's 57-yard field goal is up and good. Steelers now 16-7 on top of the Raiders. 9:29 to play in the 3rd quarter. So, all right. Good snap, good hold, and I mean, that would have been good try maybe from 65, for God's sakes. 16-7 for the black and gold on top of the silver and black. Boswell now good on 3 field goals. So 5-5 on the year. We're back up and running, it looks like. All right, sorry for the buffer disconnect and reconnect there with the technical difficulty. But as I was saying, Boswell, good 57-yard field goal. 3 for 3 now on the evening, 5 for 5 on the year. Total of 15 points that they need, because the offense has been able to score on those drives, and those are points that look at it, big picture and the final outcome. Yeah, it's helped out. That's why you always got to rely on special teams, and he's one of the best kickers. So, 16-7 now your score, and we'll see here what the Raiders do, because it was a quick 3-and-out 30 seconds into the half. Pittsburgh took up some time there, about 6 minutes, and got a field goal. So they extend the lead. They would run the ball there a little bit, but more so than not, they took up time and they tacked on their lead, and now it's a 2-score game. It's a 9-point lead, even though single digit is still a 2-score game. So see the defense continue to make stops and get after the Raiders, and we'll go from there. So Steeler Nation showing out. Dude's wearing fucking oven mitts in the stadium. Steelers kick off. getting hot in here, it looks like. Smoky for sure, and a 9-point lead. So 16-7. Raiders first and 10 from the 25. First and 10. Myers in motion. And they'll run Josh Jacobs. And he gets 5 to the 30, second down. Yeah, J.J. Watt saying T.J. Watt is the best defensive player on the planet. Stop trying to question it. Yeah, T.J.'s better than J.J. Too bad they could never get them together and, have all three Watt brothers on the same team at once in the black and gold. But nope. Third and 1. And out of the eye, quick slant, complete, Devontae Adams. That's not a bad play call right there. And they get first down out past midfield. Yeah, you got to give them credit there. Just step to the side a little bit. Not even fake the run, just throw the slant because he's there open. Yeah, they haven't been able to cover him all fucking night. He's over 100 yard receiving now. He's been Jimmy G's favorite go-to target tonight. And they'll fake the run here. Dump it off on the screen, but it's short and complete with Quan Alexander on the cover. Second down. T.J. Watt almost brought him down the sack again, I might add. So he's going to get to him again here before too long. He will. Believe me, he will. It's just a matter of when. Out of the eye, second and 10. They will. No, they'll fake the run again. All day to throw. And then far side is picked off. Sullivan. Or that's, yeah, Pat P, 20. He said he was going to pick off Brock Purdy and the 49ers. Came close a couple times. Didn't. A couple weeks later, he picks off, hey, that's probably what he meant, the former 49er quarterback and Jimmy Garoppolo week 3 here tonight against the Raiders. So 2 turnovers now, 2 interceptions by the Raiders. Pittsburgh with a field goal off the first. Let's see if they can capitalize here now off the second. They're up 9, potentially extend the lead some more. Touchdown would be nice. I mean, you're really putting the pressure on them then, going into the fourth quarter if you can take some time up and off the clock. You'd be up, 23-7. That's a 2.5, 3-score game for the most part. For what they haven't been able to do. Pittsburgh scored 16 unanswered, for God's sakes. So, even if you can get a field goal off of it, Boswell 4-4 then on the night, you're up 19-7. Just hopefully you don't give up 2 late touchdowns and then, you blow it and you lose by, 2 or 3. So, another interception. Steelers defense. They're playing good again tonight. I mean, yeah, only giving up 7 points, fewest they've given up so far this season. I mean, I would have to think, though, last week was the best they played because, all the turnovers and the defensive scores and then the points off of turnovers offensively. And then now the offense is starting to click. And that's what I've been saying. Like, if they can just put it together, and just keep it simple, like not do a lot, which they don't really do anyway, but, play your game. Don't play your opponent's game. Play your game, work the sticks. Just, that's what the running game, with the lead now. Just keep running it. Put it all together. Put it all together and just go to work, Like, I did like Mike McDaniel's quote after the game from his post-game press conference earlier after the Dolphins beat the Broncos 70-20. First and 10 Steelers. I'll get back to that in a minute from the 19. Kenny Pickett looking to throw. Slant complete over the middle. George Pickens again to the 35-yard line. First and 10, so 7:07 and counting to play. Raiders might need James Bond to come out and help them out a little bit. But ain't it wonderful what a group of guys, a team can do, regardless of the stats, basically is what he said, as those all add up. I mean, they scored all the points they did, but it's a team effort. There's no I in team. That's what you just got to put it all together and just work. Fight for the guy to left you, fight for the guy to the right of you. They toss to Warren, and he makes 5 yards, make it 7 yards out of nothing. Second down. Patrick Peterson now has the most interceptions among active players with 35. Of course, the former first-round pick at LSU by the Cardinals. Most recently played with the Vikings, and now he's a member of the Black and Gold. Yep. 2nd and 6 from the 40. Fake the give, fake the end around. They run the screen. Jalen Warren, he's got a couple of blockers. Out past midfield, makes a man miss down at the 44. First down. That was executed well. Now get back to the run game. Yeah, they do have momentum. They're starting to sync up. They got rhythm. And they're going to try to capitalize off of another Raider turnover here. When it's simple, it's not, all right, we got to go out and do all this at once. It's one play, one drive at a time. That's what, get a first down, get something built up, work off of that. Slow and steady. Over the middle, caught. Freiermuth for the second time tonight, to the 30-yard line. Another first down reception, though, to him. Yeah. 2 14-yard receptions, so that's what he's averaging, and they get another first down. They move the sticks. And guess what? It was down the middle of the field, finally the tight end. First and 10, and they'll run Najee Harris. All right. Pickens, good block. First down run for the Steelers inside the red zone of the 15. Keep it moving. Keep it going. He's a little slow to get up. He's down on the sideline. All right, you still have Jalen Warren. Anthony McFarland's on IR, though, which sucks. Third string running back at this point in time. As Godwin Ekabuka, the former Lion, I do believe, is also inactive this evening. Yeah, you'd have Quadri Olson, who they activated off the practice squad, if it comes down to it. Hey, forget about it. Yeah, we're gonna keep doing what we're doing. Yeah, they're entertaining us all right by not doing anything, but now they're doing something. 1st and 10 Steelers. Run the football. You're in the red zone. 4 and change to play in the third quarter. You're up 9. Touchdown will be perfect right now. And they'll fake the run. Jalen Warren in the end zone. Caught touchdown. Pat Fryermuth. And the Steelers extend their lead. Maybe go for 2 here. Make it 24-7. Capitalize off another Raider turnover for points. Simple. Wide ass open. And they'll kick the extra point. All right. Which is up and good. 23-7 Steelers on top of the Raiders. 3:56 to play in the third quarter. And now, yeah, they're starting to click. They're putting it all together. He couldn't get much more wide open than that. That's like William Byron passing Bubba Wallace with a couple laps to go to win the race earlier today, for God's sakes. So 23-7. Pickett with a passing touchdown to Calvin Austin and now Pat Fryermuth this evening to go along with Chris Boswell's 3 field goals from 43, 42, and 57. Raiders are going to have to do something here quick if they want to get back in this ball game, long story short. Hopefully Najee Harris is okay, though. I really didn't see what happened other than he just got hit. I mean, I don't know if he got the wind knocked out of him or what. But then if it's just Jalen Warren, I believe, yeah, like I said, Quadri Olson would be his backup. They might be in a position with not having any depth now at running back, because McFarland's hurt. Najee might be hurt. And then till now, it really hasn't been able to run the football anyway, but that by far was probably the best offensive drive the Steelers have had since late last year. And that's points off of a turnover again. That's, quite a ways, to drive, off the interception from Patrick Peterson. They didn't go the distance, but, they went, for the most part, good ways down the field and ended up scoring. And that's a drive. That's balance, that's consistency. There's run there, there's pass there. They had it quick in the late first half, week 1 against the 49ers. Scored. Didn't do anything else the rest of the game, let alone before, because that was their only touchdown. Last week, relied on the defense to get some points for them, no doubt about it, and then some field goals as well, as they scored, some more points too. But, beating the Browns by a few. It has to feel nice to have as big of a lead as they do right now, for sure. They're comfortable. Don't get too comfortable, though, okay? There's still a lot of football to be played here tonight. 3:56 in the third, plus the whole fourth. Let's go to Little Whitechapel and get hitched. But, yeah, that's a good video package here. All the marriages with head coaches the two teams have had. Steelers have had 3 since 1970. The Raiders have had 9 since Mike Tomlin took over in 2007. So, like, enough said. Marriage, divorce, back to Speed dating. All right. Chris Collinsworth, obviously the perfect matchmaker in the booth this evening. 2nd and 2 for the Raiders from the 33. See what they do here. Maybe he should be on the Golden Bachelor. I don't know. Down the middle, caught. Midfield, Myers. First down, Raiders. But that's what I'm saying. Like, they're in a good spot. Like, this is what happens when you do what you're supposed to do. And, some stuff's going your way. And even if it ain't, the defense is as good as they are. Like, that's why I've been saying, like, they'll be fine if they can put it together. It's the slow starts. It's the not being able to do anything. And it's until they get their head out of their ass and want to play football rather than playing like a bunch of third graders, here we are. We're in the NFL. We're scoring 23 points in Sunday football and holding your opponent to 7, and you got 10 points off of turnovers. So if you don't get the turnover, you still got a 6-point lead here with what you've done. It's a 1-score game, 2:21 to play in the third quarter. Levi Wallace down injured. So you'll probably see Joey Porter Jr. here, I'd bet. If he can't come back. But, yeah, and then sit down. All right, so now they're getting banged up. So, I mean, good with the bad. I mean, you still want to get out as healthy as you can, but they have depth. Yep. Now to Penn State there, Mike Tirico. Coming for your Orangemen here in a couple years. But they'll take a commercial break. All right. So, yeah, just don't get too comfortable. You don't want to blow a lead. The Dolphins almost blew a 70-point lead at home against the Broncos earlier, for God's sakes. No, I'm just joking. But still, like, it's not over until it's over. Like, I don't care how many points you score. That's why we call them shootouts, because it's back and forth. The other team still has the same chance to do as what you just did, drive and score. So, they're going to be, with the turnovers, if they can keep it up, in a good spot. They just got to, get some points, because long run might end up being the difference in, some big games, as it was last week. And right now it is as well. 10 points off of 2 turnovers. They still have a 6-point lead if they don't have them, but that's still a 1-score game. I'd rather have some breathing room, and you've done what you've done, plus you've gotten the points off turnovers on as well. So 23-7 is where we stand, and yeah, Levi Wallace down injured, so we're probably going to get to see Joey Porter Jr. He really didn't do anything week 1. Had a couple big plays though last week. Had a big play earlier tonight already too. PZ Jr., if you will, Joey Porter's son, rookie out of Penn State. And he's back to wearing black and gold as he did in high school at North Allegheny, and then the blue and white, who beat the black and gold of Iowa, shutting out the Hawkeyes 31-0 last night. And then here we are this evening. We'll see here what the Raiders continue to do, and then just, hopefully they can stay healthy. So 2nd and 10 Raiders from right around midfield. 49-yard line, empty set. They might have jumped off sides. And then over the middle, it's caught. Devontae Adams with Joey Porter Jr. on coverage, yeah. A wobbly ball, but he still caught it. Garoppolo's pass far side, caught, and then Patrick Peterson on the tackle. Second down. Garoppolo looking to throw again. Going to tuck it and run. That's a hold on 74. Oh, my God. He slides and gets the first down. Watch 74, the left tackle. Colton Miller out of UCLA. Well, 72 is holding TJ Watt. Watch 74, though, on Leal. First and 10 Raiders under a minute to play here in the third quarter. That's what they got. Down 23-7. And down he goes. What a play by Keanu Benton, the rookie out of Wisconsin. So on. Thank you, Mike Tirico. I just said all that. And talk about swimming. Well, down goes Jimmy Garoppolo on the deep end. Was he wide open? Yeah. Oh, my God. They got lucky there. But the pressure. Down he goes. So 23-7 is your end of third quarter score with 15 to play. So, be second, third and long coming up for the silver and black. So they got to do something here quick if they want to get themselves back in this ball game. If they kick a field goal, potentially they probably will. They're down 2 scores, need 2 touchdowns. The defense can make a stop for them, which then the ball's in Pittsburgh's court to do something. Another touchdown would probably seal it. Field goal even might put it out of reach. Let alone it might be out of reach now, but as I was saying back when you just scored, maybe go for 2, make 24-7. Like if they, score twice, field goal then for them would tie it, let alone, win it now since you didn't go for 2 and you just take the extra point. So 23-7 at the end of the third quarter. Both Kenny Pickett and Jimmy Garoppolo are officially, once this loads, 14 of 23 for 224 yards and 2 touchdowns is the 8 ball. Najee Harris has 14 carries, 55 yards rushing tonight, which is pretty damn good compared to where he's been at. Jalen Warren, 6 of 29. So they're averaging 4 and 5 yards a carry, which is, yeah, that's a good start to where they need to be. George Pickens, 4 catches, 75 yards. Calvin Austin, 72-yard touchdown. Pat Frymuth now 3 catches, 41 yards. Thank you. And the touchdown. Jalen Warren, along with Allen Robinson at 18-yard receiving. Of course, TJ Watt has 2 sacks. Gano Benton with the 1 there at the end of the quarter. So on Wisconsin for the 3 sacks. On Eastern Illinois and Jimmy G. And then Levi Wallace and Patrick Peterson have the INTs. Boswell's 3-3 on field goals, once again from 43, 42, and 57. Jimmy G currently 17 of 27, 213, the touchdown, 2 picks. Pittsburgh 10 points off the 2 interceptions, been sacked 3 times as well. Josh Jacobs 12 carries, 39 yards. Devontae Adams has 9 catches, 127 yards, and a touchdown. Myers 457. Here's 2nd and 19 for the Raiders, begin the 4th and final quarter of play, the final 15, and false start to begin it. 5 yards, back them up. Coming up shortly, we'll preview next week, so stay tuned for that. 2nd and 24, make it. Jimmy G looking to throw, and Benton almost got him again. That's a hold. Oh my God. Throw the fucking flag. Thank you. Holding him all day. Back him up again. Make it 2nd and 34. Was there a hold? Not that obvious. Was there a hold? Yes, there is a hold. Oh my God. Fucking Helen Keller could have saw that, let alone hear him pulling on the jersey. Move him back. Move him back. Move him back. 2nd and 34. 10 yards, replay it down. Rather than, decline it, it's still 3rd and long. But, yeah, thank you. They said holding on that. There's a holding up before that, too. So 2nd and 34. Raiders 2 penalties to begin the 4th quarter on back-to-back plays. So they still technically haven't run a play yet. Quick bubble screen near side. Tackle him. Oh, my God. All right. He gets most of all that penalty yardage back. They got 3rd and manageable now compared to where they just were. And Minka Fitzpatrick ended up bringing them down. 3rd and 18. So he got, half of that back. Jimmy G's pass complete, but fuck, running into the kicking net. Still going to be short though. Be 4th and 4, 4th and 5. Yeah, watch Minka Fitzpatrick. He pushed him out, but he kept running because he couldn't slow down. And Minka. As Raiders are going to go for it on 4th and 5, and rightfully so. I mean, you can't really settle for field goals. I mean, you can, but you can't because you still need more touchdowns. So we'll see here what happens. I mean, because, hell, this might be your ball game, folks. Jimmy G looking to throw over the middle. It's incomplete. Good coverage there by Levi Wallace. Back in the ball game. So the Steelers take over, 13-13 to play with 16-point, 23-7 lead on top of the Raiders. Should have been sacked. It was caught, but then the good coverage knocked it loose, and it falls incomplete, so a turnover on downs. Next week in the NFL, week 4, begins on Thursday Night Football. Lions-Packers should be a good one. We'll have the first international game next week as well across the pond. Brought to you by Buzz and Woody, your mom's favorite toys, on ESPN+. It'll be the Falcons and Jaguars. Dolphins-Bills should be interesting. That's at 1 o'clock next Sunday afternoon. Broncos-Bears. Somebody's going to pick up their first one unless they both tie. Ravens-Browns should be a good one as well. The Bengals will go to Tennessee to take on the Titans. Rams-Colts. Got the Buccaneers and Saints as well. Washington and Philadelphia. Minnesota and Carolina. Pittsburgh is going to be in Houston as the Steelers will take on the Texans next Sunday at 1 o'clock. And I'll have live watch-along reactions over on YouTube then, so be sure to tune in. The Raiders will be in LA taking on the Chargers. Patriots-Cowboys, so Zeke's returning to the Big D to take on his former squad. Cardinals-49ers. And then next Sunday night is Chiefs-Jets. Would, of course, be the not All-State or Progressive, but State Farm Bowl As there's Patrick Mahomes and Subway. Of course, Aaron Rodgers is injured, out for the season. Mahomes almost went down with an injury earlier today, but the Chiefs still will be taking on the Jets with or without Rodgers or Mahomes, for that matter, next Sunday night. So I would think the Chiefs will steamroll New York without Rodgers. Next Monday night is Seahawks Giants. Seems like I didn't name off a few teams. Bye weeks begin next week already? Let's see here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32. No, all 16 games, all 32 teams in action. So, first and 10 Steelers, but that's your week 4 slate. Second down and about 6 coming up for the black and gold. Good to see Najee Harris back out there. Obviously, just a little bit of a stinger on that injury scare there on the sideline. Second and 7. Defense chant from the crowd, but see if the Steeler offense can put this game away. Run the football when they need to, with a lead on the road. 23-7. Second and 7 from the 25. Jalen Warren going to motion back into the backfield, run a screen with him, and he gets to the 30, so 3rd and 2. Get the first down, work this clock. There's the bowl cut. Just win, baby. Oh, wait, that was his dad. Al Davis, not Mark Davis. 3rd and 2 from the 30. Allen Robinson in motion. That's what they're trying to still do. Come back and win. What a catch. But he was out of bounds. Jalen Warren balling out. So he was out of bounds even though he caught it, so it's incomplete. Steelers are on a punt. Raiders are going to get the ball back. You're on a fake here. You don't want to have momentum switch, change hands. So Harvin on to booming away. Low snap, but he gets it down and more so gets it up and then kicks it. From the 7 on the return, he'll get to the 20. 1st and 10 Raiders from there with 11:32 to play. It is 23-7 Steelers. Yeah, they do got to get going. They got to do something on this drive if they want to get back in this game. And then they got to get a stop and score again. And then they're going to have to score again. So that third score might, only have to be a field goal if they get lucky enough. And hopefully the Steeler defense, at that rate, makes some more stops, which I think they should, because I think they will, because they normally do at that point in time in the game. Very rarely are they giving up, something late when the game's on the line like that. Seemingly because, I think they know the offense probably ain't going to do anything. Like games in their hands to win it, which they've gotten 2 turnovers, 10 points off of those. So it's still, like I said, 6-point, 1-score game, up 13-7 if they don't have the turnovers. It's just a hell of a lot closer than it is right now. So, yeah, they got breathing room, comfortability, as I was mentioning, and just continue to make stops. I mean, it would have been nice to get a first down there to keep that drive alive, work some more clock, and then if you got to punt it away under 10 to play, be better off that way rather than 11:32 to go, or 12:32, whatever's left. So, yeah, just make some more stops. Maybe another turnover. More pressure into another turnover would be nice. To really seal it and ice them. Really run the football then and work as much clock as you can and just, so I'm just saying, just get out healthy. You've seen there's been a few injuries, but they've just been stingers. They've been banged up and to come back in. So seemingly they're okay, but maybe another sack, maybe a strip sack. Just get a stop. So yeah, 11:32 to play. 1st and 10 Raiders, down 23-7. And that man right there, TJ Watt to get after the quarterback. And they'll fake the end around. Garoppolo going to step up and caught 40. Devontae Adams again. Hell, he might get 200 yards receiving tonight. Will somebody cover his ass? Probably should have been sacked again, I might add. But then he's wide ass open. So the Steelers have to make a play. Because I could see them scoring. I could see, Pittsburgh not doing a hell of a lot on offense, not having the ball for a lot of time, getting the ball back, and then it's like, oh shit, the Raiders might do something here, and then, the Steeler defense has to make a stop. Adams, another reception. Congrats if you had him in fantasy this week, because he's had a night, had himself a game. 2nd down. They'll audible and go empty. 2nd and 4 from the 48. And Garoppolo over the middle caught Hunter Renfrow for about a 15-yard completion. 1st down. Holcomb on the tackle. And now under 10 to play, so now they're starting to find some rhythm. Come on, defense. Handoff. Josh Jacobs gets a 1st down run. I mean, Jesus Christ. Can't you just make a fucking stop? Back-to-back 1st downs for the Raiders. Handoff again. Jacobs. Another fucking 1st down run. Jesus Christ. Another handoff, only a yard. Why Pittsburgh would be fucking, dragging ass here on defense. And I don't know why the hell they'd be, fucking hands on hips, tired. But that's what they seem to be doing right now. Watt almost got to him, but then on the other side, Marcus Golden ends up taking him down. So that's the 4th sack by the Steeler defense now tonight. Former Cardinal. As TJ tried to spin, backed up, and then just kept pushing the pile, and then Golden was coming off the other edge, and down he went. Second and 16 officially. 3, 2, 1, they get it off. All right. And pass over the middle. There's a flag on the play. It is caught and a 14-yard pickup, but we'll see what the penalty is. Might be a hold. 7:43 to play here. Got a hold on the Steeler defense. And be a first down. Yeah, all right. What the fuck, NBC? I guess revel in what you are, but 1st and 10 from the 18. And slant, incomplete, 10 for Adams. Almost caught it with his knees, but then it flung out into the open and almost picked off. So incomplete, 2nd and 10. Come on, D. They bring 3, make it 4, boom, down he goes. Minka Fitzpatrick on a safety blitz. 3rd and long, and then a flag on the play. Oh, don't tell me that's helmet to helmet and targeting. No fucking way. You gotta be fucking kidding me. There's no way. Personal foul my fucking ass. Go to fucking hell. No. Oh my God. Are you serious? That is a clean tackle. Oh my God. And boos from the crowd, and rightfully so. Oh my God. That is a sack. That is a clean tackle. You want to give him another first down while you're at it? You want to just give him a fucking touchdown to get him back in the game to make it interesting? You know, just so you guys don't get fucking chewed out by the league? Fuck you. That is not a personal foul. That is a clean tackle on a sack. 1st and goal now, Raiders from the 9. But use this as momentum to fucking go after them. 8-yard reception to the 1.5, 2-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll probably end up fucking punching it in now. But, oh my God. Now the offense, you know, run the clock out, hopefully. Raiders probably kick an onside kick here if they do score anyway. But that's a fucking clean tackle. Crowd's still booing. They fake the end around and toss it to Jacobs, and they bring him down, no gain on the play. Yeah, fucking hold him out of the end zone. They'll end up going for it, you know, on 4th and goal here, another play. If they don't punch it in here now, next anyway. So, watch a fade. And watch another slant. And fucking cover Davante Adams, for God's sakes. Come on, defense. Make a stop. 3rd and goal from the 1. And Jimmy G on a slant, complete to Davante Adams, and it's a touchdown. So, yeah, don't do anything I just said and give up the score. So, yeah, they'll go for 2, be down 23-15 if they make it. And it's a 1-score game. The Raiders will need a touchdown and 2 to tie it then, you know, with 5:41 to play here. So the offense is going to have to run the ball and work some fucking clock. And it's going to go back to that personal foul on Minka Fitzpatrick on the sack on Jimmy Garoppolo. Is a bullshit call. It's a clean tackle. on the sack. And, oh my, I don't know how the fuck you could throw that flag. There was a bigger hit earlier in the game. You threw a flag and you fucking picked it up. Raiders going for 2. That is a hold on 74. And then Watt chasing them down. Oh my God. Fuck you. It'll be half the distance. They'll replay the down. More flags. They say pass interference on the Steelers. There's a hold on 74 for 1. You know, Watt almost chased him down, strip sacked him. And then the pass was incomplete. They say PI. The ref got fucking backed into the damn end zone, into the fans. And then 5 seconds later threw his flag. Gotta be kidding me. And now half the distance, they'll retry the 2 and go for it again here to make it a 1-score, 8-point lead. And the Steelers, you know, like I said, offensively, going to have to do something. Out of the eye. And they'll run it, fake the give. He's wide open. 23-15 with 5:41 to play. Both teams, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning to come, and we got ourselves a ball game now. Oh my God. I mean, how the... Other than the penalties, how the fuck do you let that happen? Well, I'll tell you why. That's why. The fucking penalties from the refs. You know, just, you know, basically gave the Raiders a fucking touchdown and a 2-point try. They did. I mean, it was going to be, what, 3rd and a mile after the sack. And then it's a first down. And then, you know, they get a 8-yard run, goal to go from the 1, and then they punch it in, and then they go for 2 and get it. So it's 23-15. If you want to fucking do it, you got to call it even down the middle. So this offense now going to have to run the football and work clock. Kenny Pickett's going to have to get the ball to George Pickens, which he hasn't done in a little while. You know, why not take a shot, go deep? But tight end, middle of the field. You got to keep this defense off balance. You got to keep them guessing, because they're, of course, going to be bringing pressure to you, too. So we'll see if the same thing fucking happens and if they throw a flag on it then or not. So... It's 23-15 with 5:41 to play. Both teams, 3 timeouts and the 2-minute warning to come. Fucking refs. Go to hell. Go back to the fucking safari with all the other fucking zebras while you're at it. I don't know how you throw a flag like that and not pick it up, because there was a worse call earlier and you picked it up, and then you throw a flag for something like that. That's the thing. It's, you know, they're throwing these flags when the game's on the fucking line, you know, and then it's given the other team, you know, opportunities. That's what it is. As long as you call it down the middle, I don't have a problem with it. But when you don't, then it's a fucking problem. I don't know how this is a personal foul. That's a clean tackle on a sack. Jesus Christ, like... How fucking soft do you want to be, Roger Goodell? I get you're a fucking pussy to begin with, but how fucking soft do you want to be? That is a clean tackle. That is football. We're going to be out here playing fucking 2-hand touch before too long. We'd still watch, but it'd be 2-hand touch. It wouldn't be football. 1st and 10 Steelers after the touchback ball at 25. Offense got to run the ball and work some clock. And whatever you do not turn it over. Got to work some clock. Make them call their timeouts. Fake the give to Najee Harris. Incomplete near side to Calvin Austin. So only 5 seconds have gone by. I understand now. If they don't, do anything, give the ball back, defense got to make a stop. And then if the Raiders, end up driving and scoring, they're still going to have to go for 2 to tie it up at 23. And then it's all right. We go from there. If there's any time left in regulation, you can get Boswell in field goal range to potentially win it, let alone go to overtime. We'll see. Hopefully not, but oh my God. Hand off Najee Harris for 2 yards. Work this play clock. Do not snap until there's 1 second. 3rd down and 8. And get a first down. Third and 8 for the Steelers. Aaron called timeout. Gotta go, gotta go, gotta go. And they call timeout. So 4:52 to play. Timeout, Steelers up 8. Rather burn the timeout than get a fucking delay game call and back up 5 yards, 3rd and 13, and then you'd get 9 yards. It'd be a first down on 3rd and 8, but because of the penalty, 3rd and 13, it's 4th down, and then you have to punt. So, yeah, and then it all came down to the wire. 1-score games. Yep. And it's Steelers-Raiders, so we'll see who ends up getting knocked out. So 3rd and 8. We'll see if they draw up. I wouldn't mind a screen. I want it, but you got to have the blockers. But I'm telling you, down the middle of the field, your tight ends. Just get a first down. Freiermuth, down the middle. Freiermuth. Oh, he almost had him dropped it. And no flag for a PI, which is a good no call. I'm fine with that. 4th down, they'll punt, so the Raiders can get the ball back. 4:47 to play, so Steelers have the ball, what? Not even a fucking minute. 54 seconds. 3 and out and half the punt, so the Steeler defense is going to have to make a stop for him. So TJ Watt, where are you? Harvin punts it away. Field of 32 on the return, missed tackle. More missed tackles by the Steelers, and he returns to the 50. So 1st and 10 Raiders from there, and now they have momentum. They need a touchdown and 2 points to tie it. It's 23-15 with 4:35 to play. They have 3 timeouts. The Steelers have 2 because they had to burn one there and then still didn't convert. Plus, we got the 2-minute warning coming up. So, coming down to the wire as expected. I mean, what else is new in a Steeler game, let alone when they play the Raiders? So, just don't give up a big play. They've sacked them 4 times. They've picked them off twice. Get after them. Pressure to a turnover. Stop the run. 1st and 10 Raiders from the 48. And Garoppolo over the middle caught. And, all right, give up 6. He's 2nd down. But would somebody also please like to cover Devontae Adams as well? 2nd down. And 4 officially from the 46. Garoppolo looking to throw. Far side, complete. Devontae Adams. Will somebody fucking cover him? First and 10. Garoppolo once again looking to throw. Over the middle, it's dropped, incomplete. So 2nd and 10, clock stops with 3:59 to play. And Watt gets to him, touches him, he escapes, rolls out, it's caught. Jacoby Myers. And be 3rd and 2 now for the Raiders. He gets out of bounds, so the clock's going to stop. 3:52 to play. Come on, defense. And Garoppolo handoff, and they stuff him. All right. He does get about 1.5 yards, 2 yards, but he's still short. Yeah, he's a good half yard short, yeah. They'll go for it for sure. Or no, they're going to kick it. Well, Pittsburgh has a chance to fucking sub. If you want to sub, go ahead. 4th and 1 yard. They're going to have to go for it. Do not jump off sides. Do not jump off sides. And now we got a false start on the Raiders. Yep. Yep. So 4th and 6. I mean, 3 timeouts in the 2-minute warning. They're in field goal range. They can kick it. I mean, you could still kick off, get a stop on defense, get the ball back. You'd have to score a touchdown to win. You know. They'll probably still go for it here on 4th and 6, though. Yeah, okay, they will kick the field goal. Make it 23-18. Watch for a fake. But from 48 yards, 3 timeouts, 2-minute warning. Yeah, you need to stop on defense, get the ball back. That's what Pittsburgh to run the ball and get a first down, a couple first downs, and run the clock out to win it. Field goal is going to be up, and there's a flag on the play. Good for the time being. So we'll see what the flag is. It's 4th and 6, though, so it might make it back to 4th and 1 yard if it's against the Steelers. Personal foul, leverage on the Steelers, be an automatic first down. God. You gotta be fucking kidding me with these penalties now. Yeah, no shit, that's unbelievable. What the fuck kind of penalties are these? Jesus Christ. First and 10 Raiders. 3:11 to play. Remember, they had a 4th and 1 yard. Go for it. Kick the field goal. Penalty. First down. Garoppolo dumps it off. And then Golden, along with Landon Roberts, makes the tackle. Under 3 to play. 2nd down coming up. Wonder what John Kondo thinks of that penalty. But I'll digress. 2nd and 4. from the 8. Quick pass, incomplete, 10 for Adams. 3rd and 4. 2:31 to play. Still 23-15 here. Raiders need a touchdown and 2 to tie. Come on, defense. See, 2:31, they still have 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. Like, they don't convert here, could still kick it, probably go for it. You know, still have a chance, though, afterwards. Play clock's at 3, 2, 1, they get it off. All right. Garoppolo looking to throw. Back of the end zone. He catches it, but he was not inbounds. That's incomplete. No. Jacoby Myers, intended target. Incomplete, 4th and 4. We'll see what they do now. 2:25 to go. They'll kick it. All right. Well, whatever you do, don't. Yeah, no. Just a couple inches off. Don't. With the same penalty you just had called against you, don't do it again. $26-yard field goal here. He must believe in his defense. Even with 3 timeouts and a 2-minute warning. It's 23-18. 2:22 to play. Raiders with the field goal. So, yeah, they need a defense stop for sure. I don't think they'd kick an onside kick. They'll kick it deep. You know, try to get a defensive stop. Pittsburgh's going to have to run the football. Get probably 2, maybe 3 first downs. We'll see. Really just make them call their timeouts. Get to the point that, which is going to come down to the 3rd down, they're going to need a first down. I can already see it. That if they do, they win the game. Because then the Raiders won't have any timeouts left. Make them burn their timeouts. You know, okay, get a first down or 2 and run the clock. And get out of Sin City with a win. Yeah, you always want to watch for an onside kick here. But I think they'll kick it deep. He's smart too. They'll boom away. So we'll have a touchback. 1st and 10, Steelers from the 25, up 5. 23-18 with 2:22 to play. Steelers run the football, work clock, but of course they're going to call their timeout, so you're going to have to get another first down or 2. But it gets to the point of make them burn their timeouts, continue to run the football, get first downs, and run the clock out and get out with a win. Do not turn the ball over, whatever you fucking do. Do not turn the ball over. 1st and 10 from the 25. Hand off Najee Harris up the middle. And he gets 5 yards to the 30. We'll see if the Raiders start calling timeouts before or after the 2-minute warning. Because then they'd get the 4th extra one with the 2-minute warning if they do call them before, which I think they just burned one. They did. Second and 5 for the Steelers after the Raider timeout. 2:17 to play. Get a first down. And they'll run it again. Najee Harris. He gets 3, so it'll be 3rd and 2. Raiders are going to call a timeout. So 2:12 to play now. They'll have 1 left. If you can get a first down here, see if they call their 3rd and final one then or not, because then they still have a 2-minute warning. And get another first down. I mean, it's going to come down the clock. But then if you can't get 2 fucking yards here, and you have to punt, And this defense has to fucking win it for you again. It's absolutely fucking pathetic. Because then a touchdown would win it for the Raiders. Third and 2. Get a first down. An empty set. Najee Harris motions back in. Pickett, going to roll out near side, looking to throw. It's caught. Allen Robinson stays in bounds down to the 39. Clock's going to roll. Tick, 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 tick to the 2-minute warning. Raiders only have one timeout left. Steelers with a first down. So they're probably going to have to get another first down. But then it's going to come down to working the clock. We'll see what the differential is with the game clock and play clock after one of these next two plays with the 2-minute warning and then them calling their third and final timeout. But that's a big first down. That's a simple pass in the flat near side. Another Pitt to Penn State connection, and might have just won the Steelers the game. And if the Steelers do end up winning this game, the turnovers are going to be the difference in why the Raiders lost. They had 2 interceptions that led to 10 Steeler points, and then they lose by 5. So do the math, you know. Run the football. Make them call their third and final timeout, get on the first down, get out with a win. Pick it under center. And he'll run Najee Harris. Stiff arming guys, but he's going to lose 5 yards. So it'll be 2nd and 15. They do call their third and final timeout with 1:53. So probably going to fucking draw in this next play. Work the play clock. Don't snap it until you have to. Have a third down and probably whatever. Drain the clock, though. Call one of your 2 timeouts. And then if you get a first down, game's over. That's where we're at. Raiders just called their third and final timeout. It'll be 2nd and 13. Jalen Warren comes in the ball game. Run a fucking draw. Do not throw. Whatever you do not throw because the clock's going to stop. It falls incomplete. Run a draw here with Jalen Warren up the middle. 2nd and 13. Raiders have no timeouts with 1:53 to play, down 5. Run a draw, and they will. Warren, 2 yards. Drain this fucking clock and call a timeout now. Okay, it'll be 3rd and 11. But call a timeout with about 1:08 to go. And then run it again. They could go deep. The dagger, if you will. Catch them off guard like they did you earlier on 4th and inches and scored. And then you tied it up, scored 23 unanswered. Gave up a couple scores. They came back, made it interesting because of the penalties as well. And, all right, they'll snap it and run a play. 3rd and 11. Okay, they're going to let the clock drain now again. And they'll punt it. They'll give it back to them. They can't even fucking run the clock out. Jesus Christ. 2 timeouts. They could have done both. They could have, which they're going to do what I was saying next here. The Raiders are going to get the ball back with about less than 20 seconds to go. Work this play clock. Do not snap it yet. Let alone end up calling a timeout. Or you can fucking just take a delay game. Timeout, 23 seconds. So then they'll punt. Do not give up a return. And yeah, they could have done the timeout earlier and the timeout now. They just settled for the last one rather than the first one. They ran a play, let more clock run, then called the timeout. 23 seconds to play. Steelers up 5, 23-18. They're going to have to punt, though, on 4th and 13 because they couldn't get another first down. They couldn't run the clock out. Couldn't knee it. So they're going to have to punt. And Presley Harvin with his blue suede shoes. We are in Vegas. There's Elvises everywhere. Let's see if he can pin them deep. Fair catch, Raiders inside the 10. Muffed it. Get on it. Get on it. Let's see who recovered it on the pile. They say Raiders with 12 seconds. That close again on a muffed punt. Another turnover almost cost the Raiders. So they'll play hook and ladder. They got 1st and 10 here, 12 seconds from about the 10-yard line. Make it like the 15-yard line after the recovery. But a ways to go. They got 2 plays if they want, if they can get out of bounds. And then a heave for a Hail Mary. Come on, defense. Let's get a stop. Let's go. How about another sack on Jimmy G, let alone an interception? Garoppolo on the snap. He's at far side. It's picked off. Levi Wallace, both feet inbounds, and that'll do it. 5 seconds. They will get the offense back out there to knee it. And another turnover is ended up going to be the difference and why the Raiders lose to the Pittsburgh Steelers on Sunday Night Football. Garoppolo with 3 interceptions. First 2 went to 10 points. The third's going to run the clock out. And it's sort of similar to what happened last night with turnovers. That's a pick. They finally covered Adams, and they finally... Yep. Defense wins championships. So, there's the kneel down. 3, 2, 1, win. The Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18. They get to 2-1. Head to Houston, who will have a problem next week at 1 o'clock. So be sure to tune back in for those live watch-along reactions live right here on YouTube. But, of course, in the meantime, don't go anywhere. We'll have full stats and final score here. 23-18. Steelers beat the Raiders. The black and gold on top of the silver and black. Post-game handshakes. And after a blowout week 1, losing the 49ers, they've won 2 straight in primetime. So... they're going to be fine. If the defense can continue to play like this and the offense can get rolling as they did at times last week, but even more so than not tonight, and starting to click and get in sync with all the dishes that you'd put in the sink. So if they can keep it simple, if they continue to run the football, arguably probably their best running game they've had since late last year this evening. So we'll get to the stats and scores here in a second, but the turnovers are the difference in this game and why Pittsburgh ended up beating the Raiders for sure. I mean, the first 2 interceptions of the 3 led to 10 Steeler points. At that point in time, it was 23-7. They don't have those. It's 13-7. As it was, it's still a 1-score game. Raiders came back. Okay, went for 2. Steelers don't have those 2 interceptions. It's 18-13. It probably wouldn't have went for 2, but you get my point. Like, they would have had the lead. Pittsburgh on offensively would have done something. So the interceptions defensively helped out. Defense arguably won them the game again. NBC having some glitches with the Peacock logo and Donna for about the 10th time. As they went to commercial break real quick and get back to the post-game interviews here and game balls and all that jazz. But the turnovers were the difference. What the fuck, NBC? You gonna do it again? Yep. Is anybody else having this issue, or is it just me? What the fuck? All right. Donna, Donna, Donna. I guess we won't get to see any post game. It's just gonna keep glitching. Um, Maybe I need to change the channel and then change it back. What the fuck? Okay, there's a commercial, and now the post game. All right. So 23-18, your final score. Yeah, the turnovers were the difference. We'll get into all that in a minute. I want to see who they're interviewing and see what they have to say. So Kenny Pickett, T.J. Watt, and Levi Wallace are getting game balls. He had 2 interceptions, including the last one. What a game is right, yeah. That was Steelers Raiders for sure, down to the wire. The final fucking play of the game. They were able to stop the run tonight. They were. You know, Tomlin said at halftime, I mean, they gave a couple big runs in the second half. The refs threw some penalties that they shouldn't have, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's all around team football. It's Pittsburgh Steelers football. Yep. The offense was humming. Well, they were able to run the football. Yeah, and it starts up front. And he was able to, they protected them better tonight, they did. Well, the Steelers travel well regardless of where they're playing on the road. It did feel like a home game. It does make a huge difference. All right. So they'll sign off. They'll preview next Sunday night. Steelers go to the Texans, Raiders, Chargers for next week, as mentioned earlier. Pittsburgh's 2-1. You know, a lot of people after week 1 getting blown out, all fucking season's over already. No, it's one game, as I said then, okay? It's patience. It's slow and steady, okay? It's a long fucking season. It's one game, all right? And it was against an NFC opponent. They're 2-1, and they're 2-0 in the AFC, plus 1-0 in the division, all right? They're just going to be perfectly fine if they can run the football offensively, defense playing the way they are. You know, they're keeping it simple, they're balanced, they're consistent, they're trying to find their identity, you know, and it starts up front. But then they have playmakers to get the ball to. Just think, and they're banged up, but once everybody gets healthy then, you know, later on with who's out right now, Cam Hayward and Deontay Johnson, get them back in the lineup, you know. We'll go to the Texans next week, Ravens out at home, and then a bye week, and then we'll get into the rest later when the time comes, but they're going to be just fine, okay? They do to themselves, of course, more than not. You know, it always has to come down to the wire, you know, when it doesn't need to. I mean, they had a fucking 23-7 lead and almost blew it. They gave up 11 there with the field goal by the Raiders after they had scored and went for 2 and got it because of that penalty drive that the refs gave them, which is what it is. Said what I said then, and I stand by it. Just fucking bullshit. But, you know, because they were letting them play, you know, and I don't have a problem with it as long as you call it down the middle. The penalties are going to be pretty even, you know, so it'll be down the middle that way, but it wasn't as the game went on. They gave them a few penalties that it's like, what the fuck, you know. But it is what it is. So yeah, I've said my piece on that. Stand by it, as mentioned. Yeah, so they let them come back. Raiders, I mean, yeah, they could have went for it. They kicked it. they got the ball back with only 12 seconds, and then they threw the interception. So that's all she wrote. But the turnovers were the difference tonight. 3 interceptions, 4 sacks on Jimmy Garoppolo. So welcome back to the AFC. Of course, former Patriot, and then he was with the Niners. Now he's a Raider. And they're 1-2. They are on a 2-game losing streak after beating the Broncos week 1. The Steelers beat them tonight, 23-18, your final score. So another 1-possession game with these two, as we've seen time and time again. The Steelers win at the Raiders, whether that's Oakland, LA, back in Oakland, or now in Vegas, for the first time since 1995, which is hard to believe. I know, yes, but it is true. But it has finally been broken, the streak that is, as Pittsburgh's now won 2 straight against the Silver and Black. Really should probably have been 3 straight dating back a couple years. But then it was, remember, a deep ball late in the fourth quarter that the Raiders ended up winning on, and, ended up winning that game. Steelers ended up making playoffs that season anyway, so that's all that mattered. But of course, they got help from the Raiders because of that, I might add. So thanks to them then. And then, Pittsburgh, when they met last Christmas Eve, beat them. They won out. The Raiders lost out. Pittsburgh didn't get the help then they needed to make the playoffs for last season. But then meet again here tonight. Well, they take care of business and pick up the win. 23-18 is your final score. So Pittsburgh offensively, no doubt about it, you cut back on penalties, but half of them weren't their fault. They were the ref's fault for throwing the flag. That's the way it is, though. Is what it is. So, running game was good tonight. Kenny Pickett looked, pretty good. It did take him a little while to get going. Got some first downs early. Got some momentum built up, which was a good thing. This defense, though, if they can continue to get after the quarterback, continue to force turnovers, continue to capitalize off turnovers, once again, that was the difference this evening, and why they're winning again. Or else, look at last week, turnovers and the points off turnovers. Even tonight, don't get those. They lose both games and they're 0-3, but now they're 2-1. So it's a game of inches, and it's a game of, the difference was, this, and it starts up front, and you got to be able to block, protect your quarterback, and you got to get after the opposing quarterback. And if you can run the football and create turnovers, of course not turn it over yourself, which they didn't tonight, which was a good thing, and then capitalize off those turnovers, from the defense to the offense, rely on your special teams. Remember, Boswell had 3 field goals tonight as well. He makes only one of those 3, they lose. Because if he misses the other, it's 18-17. If it is the way it is, the way it went, which probably would have, because they probably would have went for 2 and then, still kicked it, and then it's 18-17. And the Steelers are needing a field goal then to win it, but they're lucky enough to have those field goals from earlier. That's why you take your points. He was good from 43, 42, and 57. So, it's a team sport, it's a team game, it's a team win. You win as a team, you lose as a team. They lost as a team week 1 because they got fucking blown out. Past 2 games, though, they've shown up, they've played better, and they found ways to win. More so not because of the defense, but the offense now is starting to click. So, season moves on, knock on wood, stay healthy, continue to run the football, everything I've been saying, they'll be fine. So, got the Texans next Sunday at 1 o'clock. Be sure to tune back in live on YouTube for those live watch-along reactions. So I'll see everybody then, but in the meantime, these are your final stats for tonight's game. Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18, getting shut out in the fourth quarter, where the Raiders scored 11 points on that touchdown penalty drive, got the 2-point, and then kicked the field goal, but then they didn't get the ball back until there's 12 seconds left, and they threw an interception anyway, the third and final one, and the Steelers took a knee. It would have been nice if the Steelers could have gotten a first down and then, of course, drain the clock out from there, but they didn't. But then the defense still gets pressure and they get another turnover. So In the loss, Jimmy Garoppolo for the Raiders was 28 of 42 for 324 yards, 2 touchdowns, both to Devontae Adams, who the Steelers could not cover whatsoever. They stopped the run tonight, did give up a total of 69 yards rushing on 19 carries, 17 of them to Josh Jacobs for 62 yards, so Garoppolo had the other 2 for 7. But then they couldn't cover. Devontae Adams had 13 catches, 172 yards receiving, and both touchdowns. As Garoppolo, once again, was 28 to 44, 324, and 2 touchdowns. 3 interceptions, though, was the difference, as he was sacked 4 times as well. Jacoby Myers, 7 of 85. Josh Jacobs, 3 of 18. Renfro had 2 catches, 17 yards. Carter had a catch for 16 yards. Abdullah, 16-yard receiving as well. And then Carlson was good for a 26-yard field goal. The Steelers, Pickett was 16 of 28, 235 yards, and 2 touchdowns. One to Calvin Austin from 72 yards to tie it at 7. They then scored 23 unanswered, and then almost blew a lead, but defense bent but didn't broke. Pat Freiermuth had the other touchdown. He had 3 catches, 41 yards in the score. George Pickens led the team in receiving on 4 catches for 75 yards. Allen Robinson had a big first down late. Would have been nice if they could have got another first down to ice it. He had 4 catches, 24 yards. Jalen Warren threw a 23. As Warren also had 8 carries, 29 yards rushing. But Najee Harris, 19 carries for 65 yards rushing. So both backs pretty even across the board. Steelers did give up a few bigger runs in the second half, though. But both former Alabama running backs had basic identical stats this evening. Steelers with a 5-point win, 23-18 on top of the Raiders. Had less first downs, less total plays, less total yards. Of course, surprisingly, the penalties were less by 1. 6 for 45. So it would have been another personal foul, 15 yards, because the Raiders had 7 for 60. Of course, they had, less turnovers at 3, which ended up being the difference, because who knows, if they turned the ball over and the Raiders scored, then might have been a whole different story. Time possession was 6 seconds difference. 30 minutes and 3 seconds to 29:57, so that was split. But overall tonight, the turnovers were the difference, and that's why the Steelers beat the Raiders 23-18 on Sunday Night Football. So in the meantime, that'll do it for myself, your host, Encyclopedia Sports, Cohen Luke 96, live here on YouTube. So thanks for tuning in and watching. Be sure to like, follow, and subscribe on social media. Links in the description below, and I'll see everybody now next week for more college football, NFL, and professional wrestling coverage live right here on YouTube. But in the meantime, once again, the Steelers beat the Silver and Black Raiders on Sunday Night Football. Once again, your final score 23-18.